Alright, take two. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 67 of Shattered Earth. Last time there was a shit ton of downtime that happened. Almost 3 months of it. You guys did a lot of adventuring and a little bit of research and a little bit of roleplay. Now we're picking up at the end of that. Downtime, as the party has once again reconvened in, I'm assuming, Providence, because that's where David was the entire time, right?
Yep.
All right. So, at some point after your arrival back in town, the Archmage visits where you're staying, and lets you know that your ship, previously purchased, has been on its way to Migran and is going to dock there in a relatively short period of time. It's up to you how you want to get there. But that is, I guess, where your ship's going to dock if you guys are going to take the ship. Anything else? I don't know exactly what the plans are going forward. That's up to you guys. So what do you want to do?
To the ship? To the ship! To the ship! To board my breakfast.
How are you going to the ship?
We are walking?
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, we're not in a hurry, right?
I'm just, there are other options other than walking if you wanted to take them, or just want to...
Yeah, it's not like I have my nightmare anymore because someone fucking stole it.
Yeah, the
Fucking magic cat god.
I'm saying the Archmage is a teleporter. He could poof you there. The only problem is that may draw attention. Depends on what you want to do.
Also, can I quickly buy a mask?
I'm more
Sorry.
concerned because if he hasn't been there, chances of just taking a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah. That last time he tried to take himself somewhere he had not been before. It didn't kill him.
It almost dumped him right into Hadrigan's lap, ironically enough.
Yeah.
Can I quickly buy a mask though, so I don't get recognized?
Yeah. I guess one thing I would do just while I'm here, just to check before we head out of town, assuming that we are gonna just go the old-fashioned ways, I would probably just kind of see, how things are going with the town. I know it's been a few months. See if anybody's managed to do anything with that rifle that I kind of turned over for maybe reverse engineering or something like that. And I don't know, would that be through that Silver Fox place, or would there be another place that would be doing that?
Well, at the moment, no one's doing anything about it. It's only been 2 months. The town is basically just starting to get back on its feet.
Okay.
Buildings, the rubble has been cleared as much as it can be. It's slower going in medieval times than it would be in our times. So at the very least, buildings are starting to re-emerge, but it's still going to take some time to get everything kind of up and running. As much as they were building the town before, they can't exactly there's not a lot of things to grow into a house for all the druids that are there. And plus, on top of that, all the druids have got other concerns, like they need to replenish the crops that were burned to the ground. So the Providence is still kind of hard at work at recovering.
You probably also need to address the issue of the wards.
The wars?
The wards, the protective magics.
No, those are. Archmage took care of those. There are new protective wards around the outside of Providence that exist. when you guys return to town, you can almost kind of, for those of you attuned to the arcane, there's a point where there's like this little, kind of like a ringing noise, and your tips of your fingers go numb for a little bit as you kind of cross a certain threshold. So you assume that some kind of medical protection is now.
Pins and needles, pins and needles. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if no one else has any business in Providence, what route are you guys taking? Are you just taking the main road, or are you going to go through the wilderness a little bit?
I think we should go through the wilderness because most of us are wanted.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
I'm not. Chance might not be, but that's still half of us that, yeah, so.
I'm keeping my helmet on.
I'm on
Good call.
Hadrigan's radar, but it's to such a degree where it's that there's no official bounty for anything I've done, and he has nothing to pin on me.
Yeah. I wish the town was more back on its feet. I'd love to get something that might help with people who are really wanted, but oh well. Maybe somewhere else that's a little more like civilization. Might have luck in Migran.
Maybe. We'll find a makeup kit somewhere. Buy a disguise kit.
I was thinking something a little bit more powerful, but sure, let's say something of that general ilk.
Okay. All right. So, somebody give me a route you guys are going to take here. The ruler tool. I know kind of what to expect. I'm going.
Don't do that.
I nominate the only remaining member of the Scarlet March to make the route.
Yes.
Because technically this ship doesn't belong to any of us. Except him.
Yeah, good point.
Go on there, fearless leader.
May just be well just to go straight across. Remind me, the yellow line's at the main road, yes?
Yes, yellow line is the main. Be about a week, and then following the road be a day once you get the area of Odal. Okay.
Makes as much sense as anything.
Sure. Okay, so for the first day of travel, somebody go ahead and roll me survival check. Make sure you guys lost time.
We got our druid back, right? Or is he not here right now?
Nope. Devante is spending
druid.
time with his family until further notice.
Okay, in that case, what's the all survival? I got +5.
+1.
+1.
-1.
I'm assuming since it is
Time consuming, I cannot use guidance, correct?
Correct.
I guess I'll roll, right?
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
Early enough. Yeah, so with a natural 20, not only are you not lost, but you know exactly where you are by by just being as observant as you are. Not losing any kind of travel time. You know. Are you going to lead for the rest of the expedition here, or are we going to take turns?
I think he's the only one here with a decent survival score, so I think he's just
Yeah.
one of the lead for most of it.
Yeah, if me helping would help, but I don't see how I would do anything more than reduce our chances of not starving while getting lost, picking up a horrible disease, dying of thirst, or some combination of other things that I would probably not want to have happen. Yeah.
So go ahead and make me a roll for the next day.
Oh dear God.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Much the same way as the first day went. Easily enough. Day 3.
Throughout the whole thing, I'm just badgering, saying, "How do you not know how to read a map?" It's the most condescending way possible.
Sure.
Hey! I've read books with maps in them. I just skip those parts.
I was never taught how to read a map, but you know.
Enough. So as you come across kind of like a main road here, you are
unlike most of you, I don't have a bounty on my head, so I can just walk the main road.
that you know of.
As far as I know,
I have no official bounty. I've been in town enough times to know that.
Yeah.
You know
I don't think I've seen my face on any of the posters I saw before.
No, VG. It's not that I know of. It's just no. I've been in the capital. I've been in Larishev for extended periods of time in the past month. There is no official bounty out for me.
As far
me
as you
too.
know.
As far as I know.
Stop with the as far as you know. That is not how this works.
That is how this works. That's how that goes. Information you don't have is something that you don't have.
I can't have information that doesn't exist.
I know. So
Coming across,
You know.
coming across a main road, you guys are cognizant enough to only cross when there's no one on it. Making your way a little bit further past before you set up camp for the day. Go ahead and roll me 4. Day 4.
Holy fuck! I'm using up all my fucking good rolls right now, aren't I?
Yeah, apparently, shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, certainly not even close to being lost. Day 5.
Is there anything I need to be doing with stealth? I mean, just asking. So
No,
I guess we're not. All right. Yay.
I'm. This is why we're rolling survival, because if something comes up, then I can give you the chance to roll stealth.
Fair
If
enough.
you're rolling so good that you just are able to avoid everything that would come. Whenever you're ready, day 5.
And the idea is like we would stop in certain.
There we go.
Try and resupply a bit.
13's still fine. Are you gonna stop in Cernaville? It's another kind of like a day off your path, and it's a town.
Didn't like a day off the Oh yeah, you're right.
Do we know?
It's half a day.
Do we?
Because there's a road.
Yeah. Do we know? Do we know what size Cernaville is? Is it like 100 people?
I think you
small
were there
town.
Cernaville was not crazy big. It's a decent sized town. It's close to the coast, but it's not a port town. It's kind of like kind of like an outlier. It's a little bit further away from.
Okay. Well, I guess I would. Yeah, for resupplying, I guess it would probably be only Chance and myself going into town because we got 2 other party members who probably wouldn't want to do that. I would say while looking around in town, I would probably attempt to locate, and again, if it's too small a town, that I can't even roll for it, fine, but I would be on the lookout for places that might sell a thing like a disguise kit, or ideally, and I realize this is a real long shot, if there are any kind of shops that might sell something like a hat of disguise, if I can pick one of those up, even if it's kind of high priced, I'd probably be looking into something that would help a party member stay out of jail or worse.
I get the feeling in most instances you probably wouldn't be able to buy a disguise kit directly, but you could probably buy the materials to assemble one.
Okay.
Essentially, it depends on what's there. Cernaville's not the biggest place.
No, I know, but I might be able to scrounge around for enough to knock together a disguise kit for someone to use. So, what would I roll for that?
Well, it depends on what's in the town. If I pull up my notes here, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of anything. There's a blacksmith and a jeweler and an inn, and that's pretty much it for amenities. Yeah, and then there's a mine on the outside of. That's about it. Nothing else really is available in Cernaville. It's it's got its quirks, which if you were to stay there, you learn about. But if you're looking for like a general store, there's no general store. That doesn't exist here.
No, I'd probably be.
So there's no point in stopping in because the idea was stop in, buy some more supplies, top us off.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe buy some food at the inn, but that's about it.
Yeah, this seems like the kind of place that if I went around saying a few choice words and thieves can't hear there, that might draw more attention than it gets any useful help. So I'll probably just assist on general supplies, and then we need to get back on the road and get to somewhere that has more than 3 things. Okay, 4, but more than 4.
Like what I would probably see if I can buy some rations at the end. And I would also ask if like any potential stuff she's heard. I don't want to say she. I was looking at art. Any rumors or news at the end is heard.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. I mean, I guess the most recent kind of rumor or kind of event that happened in Cernaville recently. There was a group that the innkeeper would have said that there's a group of adventurers that stayed at her inn and left without paying. During the carousing session, though, they were all boasting about a large gem they found while they were on job at the cell in Kobuj.
I think I would, if I'm around for that, I would probably ask her what their bill ended up being. About what did they run up?
About 2 gold worth of drinks and food, all told.
I would probably plunk that down and just be like, all right, thanks for the information. Sorry. I know they can be an unreliable lot. So yeah, I'll cover their bill. But I would kind of.
We have no idea who those people are.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Mm.
Yeah. No, but this
A group of randos.
This is Chance saying it so that you're like we're sort of settling their bill up because they're just being nice. We don't actually know.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like anyone you know, as far as you can tell.
Right.
That's probably the most recent thing. There's other stuff. If you want to, I have 2 other things. If you want to roll a persuasion check for like, what's like really the juiciest thing here, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Hey, you know what? I'll try rolling one. I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. So let's see what happens.
Might as well.
Like I have a +3 to persuasion because I don't have proficiency. I just have a high charisma.
I got nothing, and that's what I got.
Yay! So the blacksmith,
be having a good hair day.
The blacksmith in town owns a shop called Blackwing Weapons and Armor. The kind of there's a trophy on display that hangs over the forge, which is a set of scale mail, black dragon scale mail that hangs above the mantle. The rumor is that the mail is fake and doesn't actually work. It's just kind of made to look that way so that people come and buy stuff from the shop, assuming that the person who runs it knows what they're doing, forging magical items. But there's all sorts of talk like, yeah, her fucking thing. It's got to be a tourist attraction. There's no way someone from this podunk fucking town owns black dragon scale mail worth thousands of gold. Just hangs it.
You know, though, as against that, nobody would believe it. It's one of those things where it could be hiding in plain sight. I could see that as be like, yeah, this is the real deal. Yeah, sure it is. Yeah, here. Yeah, right.
I kind of want to take a look at it just to see if I can. I can identify.
Yeah,
I'm curious now.
Yeah, I hear the news of that. I want to go along and look as well, just to see. There's a tiny chance that it won't be complete BS. So, sure, why not?
Sure.
Check out the tourist trap. There's nothing else of interest around here anyway. So,
so the blacksmith shop is a simple stone building. It's the only one belting smoke out at all times of day. Easily enough to find. You have the sign out front that says Blackwing Weapons and Armor, and it has kind of burned it. You know how they do those wood burning, like charring, branding, whatever symbols into it. Kind of like it kind of looks like that, but with like a dragon kind of motif. Kind of simple.
It's actually kind of hard to do without a lot of more modern tech, but then again, magic.
You are correct. And then entering into the shop, of course, it's a forge, so it's very hot inside. You can see there is a number of weapons racks on display, as well as some just general tools that one could buy. Farming tools, more fine tools, depending. Kind of laid on display, ready for sale. There's the forge, the blacksmith herself is half orc, who's pounding away at what appears to be a breastplate, just kind of hammering out. And sure enough, above the mantelpiece, there's a pretty snazzy looking set of scale mail that is, while dark in color, does kind of catch the light of the forge and glint off a little. Looks very well made, as you can tell just from.
Same.
Well, let's see. What would an appraisal be? It would be a blacksmithing thing. Although Chance specifically has this artifact thing as part of his background, so.
Oh.
I guess it would be whatever roll you would make to discern that. I wouldn't give you your background die because it's not an artifact. Whatever roll it would be, investigation stats. 16. I mean, it looks functional, as far as you can tell. Looks like it'd still protect you in a fight. As far as you can tell, it is scale mail, but it looks fairly impressive. As to the nature of its magic, that's something you can't just determine by looking at it. Looks like it might be, obviously, with the rumors going around, but whether it actually is up to interpretation. If you want to do some kind of detect magic or.
Yeah, I could.
What's the story on that one?
I think he's asking her. Yeah.
Yeah. She looks up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Well, welcome. That's my grandfather's. He killed the thing and made some scales out of its hide. Long time ago. It's been in the family ever since."
I assume, VG, that I know enough. I can be reasonably certain that kind of feat is something not very difficult to do, and if she's telling the truth, that is just kind of a big deal.
Make an insight check.
I wasn't even asking if she was telling the truth. I was just saying, like, the significance of it, if she was telling the truth, would be substantial. That's what I was trying to get at.
Make an insight check. 0.
No.
As far as you can tell, she's being completely honest with you.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't even asking if she was lying or not.
I know. It sounds like a story that could work. You don't really know how hard it is to come across black dragons on this planet, but something about her just says, "Oh yeah, that's her story. It sounds pretty cool."
All chances that there's dragons and Araval.
Would I be able to make some kind of a nature roll? I don't know if I would know anything about that or not, but.
Let's see.
Or would it be Arcana? I don't know.
I don't think this is information that you would lightly come by. I would say just make a general history check. See if you can remember any stories you may have heard about Araval from, passing sailors and taverns and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd make pretty good sense.
I only know that there's dragons in Araval because it's something Billy talked about more than
18. Once. You are aware of the presence of dragons. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 main dragons that are said to reside somewhere in Araval, one of each chromatic color. The black one is from the swamps in the south of Araval. So it's possible that if that black one has a brood, at some point one of those dragons was slain. Although you also know, just off the top of your head, that slaying a dragon is quite the feat. They are incredibly dangerous creatures. There were a pair of young blue dragons that were terrorizing the skies above Araval for quite a while.
Didn't we fight a couple young
You did,
blue dragons?
Yes, you did at Scholars March. But there were, flying near Araval on a ship, especially near like the equator of the planet, was something you wanted to be on the lookout for if you were going to go, do any trading there. You want to take a wide berth around their territory because there was a pair of blue dragons that would attack skyships and steal their treasure, and bring it back to Daddy.
Well, those 2 blue dragons aren't going to be throwing in one again.
Right. Yeah, Chance knows that. I'm just saying, off the top of Lemuel's head, that's the rumor he's heard. Yeah. He hasn't heard anything about them since then. But so you think, just off the top of your head, if it's a similar situation to the blue dragon, where there is younger dragons that exist, it's very possible that that one could have been slain if it was young enough. Maybe not by one adventuring guy, but maybe a party of adventurers or a group of people sent to take it down. It is possible.
Yeah. Chance will actually pull out his notebook. I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me the story of how it happened?
Sure. She goes off on this like wildly embellished tale about how her grandfather was kind of one of the adventurers of Araval. He was part of the adventuring groups that were starting up kind of in the southern end of Araval, right around Angel Bay. And there were several attempts back then to kind of stem the tide of Minotaur barbarians down there that would come over the hill and attack the town before it kind of had its kind of glow up, I guess. Back when Angel Bay was more of a small city, not as well defended against dangers. And she goes on this thing where like the Minotaur barbarians had like captured a black dragon and were using it to like, breathe acid breath on everything and melt the walls and melt the people, and like it would steal sheep and stuff, and it was kind of like their pet, so they sent adventurers to go hunt it down and kill it. And there's like the tail ends with like her grandfather doing like some kind of crazy leaping somersault axe throw that it like hit it out of the air and immediately killed it. So something that's like crazy, some kind of crazy story to. It's really honestly hard to believe. But she finishes it and says, yeah, and then he took it to the local blacksmith, and he had this crafted, and he wore it for quite a while, and passed it down in our family because he knows that it's expensive and it would be something that could attract stories to them and stuff like that. He eventually earned his fortune, moved back to Onyx, set up a blacksmith shop, and blacksmith shop's been in the family for 2 generations now, and that thing has hung over the mantelpiece ever since.
Chance has been jotting down her every word. For the record, like, he has not missed a beat.
It is a very entertaining story, one that you could probably recount in a tavern and enrapture some common folk if you would. Although maybe not around here, because people have heard the story a million times at this point.
Yeah, well, local legend, right?
Yeah, right.
I would probably, when she's concluded, I would say that's quite an interesting tale. Would you, I'm just going to ask permission because I know this can offend some people, but would you mind, I'm a bit magically gifted myself, would you mind if I took a look at the armor just to kind of see if there's any kind of powerful magics coming off of it? If you'd prefer I didn't use my wizard's sight, fair enough. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of shopping while I'm here instead. But I'd appreciate it if you could let me just kind of look it over. Maybe I'll find something you can add to your tale.
He says, sure, be my guest.
Okay.
Steps up on the lip of the forge, takes it off, and lays it on the counter in front of you.
Okay, I'll probably take 10 minutes to just do a simple ritual cast of let's see. Actually, would I want to do identify instead? I don't know if identify or detect magic would be
detect
more.
Magic will if it's magical. Identify would tell you what the magic is.
Yeah, I'd probably take the time to actually do identify instead. Just
do you want to take a minute to do it? Because you're doing this during like the middle of the day, like you're.
Yeah, but it's also not a really busy town, so
yeah.
I'll
let's
just
do a minute because don't want to bother her too much. And one thing I will do is I will say,
okay.
Do you know how to make? You wouldn't know how to make barding, would you?
I mean, yeah. Depending on what you're asking. I mean, I could make a set of barding for something. I assume you have a mount somewhere.
Chance will then. Fuego, could you come in here, please?
I'm too big to fit through the door.
Well, while I look this over, if she's okay with looking over your friend there.
Okay, it talks. Alrighty. She kind of like walks outside and
sees the fire element.
Yeah, sees this big like lumbering bulldog, fire bulldog that you've dragged through town inexplicably. She's like, oh, okay. Wow, that is special, and that's going to be quite the order for custom work. Sure, you got the money for that, friend? Like, I mean, I can make it. It's going to be a lot of steel, but I can make it, depending on what you want.
It may not be something I have on me at the moment. I'm more just looking for an estimate at this point.
Like I said, it depends on what you want. I mean, we can make it as tough as you want it, although I'm no leather worker. I mean, if you wanted chain, I could do chain. Take a while, but I could do that. If you needed plate, well, that's going to take quite a while. To be honest, for something this size, it could take me a while.
It's going to be a difficult task, regardless, because I'm also going to need to get this enchanted. Because due to his nature, my friend here his size can become a bit of a variable.
All right, I'm not even gonna ask. Wizard stuff is weird. Well, I mean, That's depends on what your finances are, really. I mean, I could make a full set of something for this thing. I need to take its measurements.
How much would you charge for an estimate? Could kind of give it a look.
For an estimate, I mean, again, you got to tell me what you want. I don't know what you're looking for. Looking for scale? You're looking for splint? Like, what are we doing?
Let's see. Scale at first look, and then I may like.
All right.
Well, yes, maybe for like scale, more medium armors.
In scale, let's see. She goes back inside and grabs a length of rope with knots tied into it at certain intervals, and begins to measure Fuego. While I scroll through this and look for armor costs.
Yeah, like above game, I know it's probably going to be really high. But chances are just trying to get an estimate so he has an idea how much he's going to save for.
I remember barding is like $750 plus the cost of the armor.
Also above game, I might be willing to assist with the cost on that. Because we need somebody tough around, and, you know, Fuego's pretty much the toughest thing we got on our side. So, yeah.
Let's see. Block. Barding equipments. Cost is 4 times the equivalent armor made for humanoids. So if you're looking at scale, I mean, whatever scale mail is retail 50, so 200. And 200 gold if I were to make scale mail for this thing. It'd take me a little while to get the materials for it, but I could do it. Or I could go a little bit cheaper, make it heavier armor. I could make a ring mail barding for him. Wouldn't be, I don't know. It depends on your, like I said, depends on your pockets. But if you're looking for cheap armor that's almost as protective as scale, I mean, do ring. That one would be 120 in my estimation. Not as much steel goes into that one, so. Depends on what you want to do. In the meantime, while she's been kind of measuring Fuego and giving you her best estimate,
I've
on the inside, you finished your casting. Sure enough, it is a set of Black Dragon scale mail. Dragon scale. See if it comes up in the compendium. It doesn't, of course. So, but exactly what it does.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I spent the spell slot to do that, since she probably wasn't doing 10 minutes of measurement, so that's fine.
So dragon scale mail is very rare set of armor, both in terms of the game and also like, you just don't see it like ever. It is legitimate though. Costs a fucking fortune. You could sell this thing off and retire for life. Essentially, it's a +1 bonus to AC, and you also have an advantage on the frightful presence and breath weapon of dragons. All dragons. You also have resistance while you're wearing the armor of the type that is determined by the dragon. So in this case, for a black dragon, it's acid resistance. The final thing it does is when you wear it, you can focus your senses as an action to magically discern the distance and direction to the closest dragon of the type of armor within 30 miles of you. Once per day. So if you were to, if you were to be able to wear this in the first place, you could put it on and magically go and hunt dragons with it, or one specific type of dragon.
Well, that's really something. I'd probably wait until she came back in and just volunteer to share the information with her on that. Just be like, it's, if you hadn't already heard, it's the real deal, and then I would kind of go over those points on what it actually would do if somebody was feeling brave enough to go dragon hunting in it.
But she's aware. She's always believed her grandfather, and she's like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's the real thing. What do you mean?
Confirmed.
Yeah, dragon confirmed. All
right.
Yeah.
I guess
What was
I
the
would.
figure she gave for a scale mill barding?
Scale was 200 gold.
And would I have overheard them talking about this at all? Well,
No,
Or,
you're
I don't know
inside
if
concentrating on a spell. You would not.
okie dokie. Okay.
Chance actually looks a little bit surprised at how cheap it is because he was expecting it to break the bank.
I mean,
Not that I had to give up armor or a leg or both.
barding is one thing. The enchanting is another.
Yeah. Speaking of, whenever she came back in the shop, if I'm done, telling her about the armor, I would probably, carefully, ask her to please put it back where it goes, because I don't even want to, I don't want to risk doing anything to it. So, I'd let her do that, and then when it's back safely on its wall mount, I'd probably ask if she happened to have anything in stock that might be maybe obviously not as powerful as that, but anything with some minor
Dragon
magic.
Scale Mail is in the compendium.
Um,
I literally just looked up. I was looking up scale mail and it just came up on the first thing, dragon scale mail.
yeah. So regular scale armor is 50 gold times 4 for barding is 200. Yeah. In terms of magical shit, let's see.
Yeah,
Do you still add your dex point? I don't know scale. I still add your dex.
For
I
medium
think
armor, it is up to +2.
I think it puts a cap on it. But how much would like a breastplate thingy be? Or I don't even know. I don't have it in front of me, so
A breastplate, I think, is actually it's like way more expensive. Hold on. Armor.
Yeah, let's see. Where are you?
Actually, don't have him large enough to be a mount right now because I think because I made him medium again because he can't fit in building otherwise.
Yeah, but that's if he could only wear armor for medium.
It's this that had the. Let me see. Rules? No, not rules.
Oh yeah, that's like way more.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, so breastplates are 400 gold.
Yikes!
for whatever reason. So it's like scale mail is only 50 gold. It's the exact same calculation.
It doesn't do stealth disadvantage. So
yes,
that would be.
And it's also 25 pounds lighter. So that's the advantage of a breastplate.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like 9 times more expensive for that reason. So
So it'd be like 1,600 for
400 times 4, so it'd be 1,600. Yeah. For a breastplate, no stealth disadvantage, lighter for sure. Same calculation in terms of armor class.
All right. Well, I don't know if Chance would be.
I don't have enough to even.
I do. If he wants to ask me, but if he chooses not to, I probably won't volunteer it. But if he wants to say, "Hey, it would be this. Would you be willing?" Do you want to ask, or do you just want to go with the cheap stuff that's all nice and loud? And
This goes something to look into later because we're not staying here long enough.
yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, if you're wanting to put the order in for later, we could do that. So if you're wanting to decide now.
No, I have a question, VG.
Hmm?
I know with most attuned magic items, if it's something that like it'll change its size to match the person who's wearing it. Would it be like I just have to pay for effectively a +1 enchantment, or?
Yeah, sure. Regardless of that, it's not gonna like shrink if he were to die, and you have to carry that with you. You're still going to be carrying barding around, like essentially, extremely heavy armor, and also whatever saddle you're using for him that comes with it. You just still have to carry that around with you if he were to ever go down. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, my question was only if I were to get him armor and get it enchanted, like what I needed strength, right? Special enchantment for it to grow and shrink if he changes his size, or is that just default with most magic items?
It's default with most magic items. Now the other thing I want to make you aware of is that you need to do armor proficiency for him as well.
Aware.
So as long as you have the appropriate proficiency for him, he can wear it.
Like I have. It's 2 evolution points to give him armor proficiency, and because if I give him armor, his natural armor bonuses don't stop applying by virtue of how the rules are worded with how you've written that one.
Yes, correct.
I would just have to take off like the improved natural armor and the venom, which the venom is just there to fill a slot that I had 1 point left over.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, magic items shrink or grow to fit their wielder as appropriate. So yeah, if you were to get an enchantment on the armor, +1 would be fine. Afford it. If you were able to afford the time and the costs. Done.
I will thank her for her time. Say that I don't have that kind of deep pockets quite yet, and I will set a gold on the counter for services rendered.
For what?
Services rendered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll take it.
Okay,
in terms of you, when you asked about anything greater than average, he says I don't really have a whole lot, but I picked some stuff up a little while ago. Someone just
I'd say
something.
Yeah, I'd say specifically I'd be in the market for any kind of a magical ranged weapon. There's only so much stuff I can use, but if you have anything like, for example, a sling or a short bow, I might be in the market for that. If you're not, if you don't have it in stock, I certainly understand.
I mean, I don't have the weapon, but I have the ammo. I have these. She pulls out a bolt case with kind of like an intricately designed leather casing. These are better than average. Most have a little bit of a magical tinge to it, as far as I can tell. I also managed to pick these up, and I honestly don't know what the fuck they do, but you're welcome to speculate. I said these were a package deal when he sold them to me, and she pulls out a little bag, small sack, and plops it on the counter, undoes the tie, and you can see that there are about 20 metal spheres inside, metal balls. Which immediately, as far as you know, rifle ammunition. Because you've picked up some in the past, so you're aware of what it is. But yeah, I mean, you could. I guess these are. I guess you could fire these out of a sling if you wanted it.
Yeah, I think I've still got a few things like that in my pockets actually, but thanks very much. Yeah, I'd probably plunk down a gold on the counter as well and just be on my way. Yeah, don't think I'd be interested in that, but you got a nice set of armor there, so I'm sure you're very proud of it. I'll probably look over at Chance and just say, I guess we'll be on our way then, unless there's anything we particularly need right now.
No, I've done what I need to do. I now know how much it's going to cost to properly outfit Fuego.
All right. So, with that, I guess the question is, first of all, does Valerian have anything they're doing, or are they just hanging out?
Although Valerian has a bounty, so like, he kind of can't go into town.
Wondering. Always polite to ask what other players are doing while you're doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if he's here. Jay, here?
Yeah. Sorry, like my bosses keep on calling me and asking me about a fucking job.
Are you doing anything while they're having an excursion in town, or no?
No, because I'm not ballsy. Like I said, I'm still wanted. I'm gonna stay on the. We're on the ship, right? Or no?
No, you're in Cernonville. You're on the outskirts of Cernonville.
In the woods.
I'm gonna wait for them in the woods then, because like I said, I'm still wanted as far as I know.
Is David doing the same thing?
Yep.
You're back. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, there is an inn if you want to stay there for the night, but other than that, make sure also all of you are tracking your rations while you're going through the day. So you've used up 5 days of rations so far. You're welcome to buy some more from the local inn.
Yeah, definitely buying some more from them. So how much do they run again?
I think it's 1 gold for a day, or like 2 days, something like that. Hold on.
Where are we at? Gear.
Let's find out.
All right.
Doesn't say.
Oh, it says five silver for 1 day. So yeah, gold for 2 days. That's what I've got here under adventure and gear. So, all right.
I'm gonna need to buy some rations.
Yeah, I'll just get
4.5 days, just about, to get to Migran.
Yeah, I'll probably get like.
Then obviously,
I don't know
if whatever it's going to take to get on the ship and survive the journey to
that's
wherever
the
you're
thing. I'd probably buy something like 50 days worth just to get it,
Okay.
less of a concern. Well, I mean,
Sure.
I'm just saying, if it's not just for me, if I'm buying for other party members, that's at a minimum, I'd have to get that, right?
Up to you if you're going to pay for them.
Yeah. So. Oh, it's not right. Okay.
That's 25 gold.
Yep. And I will.
Basically, it's 100 pounds of food.
Up in the bag of holding.
Well, yeah, I got a bag of holding, so why not?
You do. I mean, the bag of holding has a weight limit, but
yeah,
It's like 500 pounds.
I've got some stuff in there, but not much. So I'll just. I never was able to get it to work right before, so I guess I'll just.
it can hold up to 500 pounds.
Yeah,
just get a gigantic sack of bread and whatever else non-perishable you can think of, and throw it in the bag of holding.
2 pounds per, so yeah. So that'd be like 108 at the moment, I think. Okay. And
Why do I have Nickelback open?
that doesn't work. Oh, right, because it's the other. It doesn't make sense.
What?
Because you want to look at this photograph.
Apparently I want to remind myself of something.
Unequip, maybe.
What are you looking at? What's the problem here?
Oh, it's just doing something weird with my weight limit. It's saying it's like 5,000 pounds, and there's no way that's right. So.
I'm sorry?
Thanks, Roll20. Yeah, that makes no sense. So.
It's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, I got no idea why it would be doing that, but sure. I get why, because I did something stupid. So. Okay.
What did you do, Lucy?
I forgot how multiplication tables work. That's all.
So he did 50 rations at 50 pounds apiece. That's why.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
That's
The rations weigh that much?
No, they weigh 2 pounds.
no each. So I was putting in the weight manually, and
Instead
that's
of
why
50 times 2 is 50 times 50.
it did a bad thing. One thing I would probably whisper to Chance on our way out of town is be like, when we make camp, let's try to get watches back to back whenever we're trading off. I want to visit with you for a minute. I think I may have something for you. So that's I'm just kind of making the note for tonight. I guess whenever we're gonna bed down for the night. Just I need to visit with you for a quick minute. So
Oh my. Yes, I made it weird, sorry.
Be aware of any
That's-
errant storms going on. All right. So, I mean, provided that there's nothing else you guys are in town for, we can skip ahead to that point if you want. You guys are setting up camp for the night.
Yep, sounds good. And I'm unless anybody's particularly been having an issue with that, I'm trying to ritual cast that tiny hut spell because why not? It doesn't seem like it's a bad idea, so I just take the 10 minutes to put up the sucker and we're in the dome of relative safety, I guess.
The dome of mild comfort.
Yes.
And security.
I cast protection from inconvenience.
Is that a thing?
I wish it was. Takes all
God,
the variability out of the game.
I need thousands of that in real life.
It removes all your weight load. You just have unlimited rations. Never get tired when you're traveling.
It's nice, but it's just a weaker version of protection from plot.
Protection
What?
from plot
I'm
just,
okay.
protection from plot just
mightiest of
ends the game.
spells.
Protection from plot
Yay.
forcibly makes the DM bored, and then they leave and go do another game.
Oh.
All right. So, as you guys are setting up camp for the night inside of your tiny hut. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I guess if nobody objects, I'll just kind of say, if nobody objects, I'll take first watch. Chance, you good with second?
I'll take second watch, yeah.
Cool. Sounds great. All right. Well, whoever wants to, sort it out after that, that'll be good. So yeah, we'll just set that up, and then I guess when the time comes in the night for us to switch watches or to change watches between myself and Chance, I will take him aside and I will say, well, from what I know of you, friend, it's been real rough for you. You were kind of a big rich guy, right? And now you're not anymore, yeah? And I guess he'd respond back with whatever he'd have to say on that. So,
At some point in the future, Hunter will reply to this.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talking about him, he will be back, and I'm certain he'll be able to answer your questions as I stole for time here.
Mm.
As long as he's unaware that we're talking about some things. Chance, what are you doing?
Uh,
I don't think he's here.
just keeping watch.
He's
No,
talking to you.
Right, yeah, Chance, right before you go on watch, I'll wave you over and say, hey, Chance, I know you were a big deal rich guy, and now you're kind of not. I feel for you, and I'd like to do something to help with that. So I kind of rummage around a bit, and I hand him over 500 platinum pieces. I say, keep this for yourself. I believe in investing in people, and, just don't go burning down any towns with it, okay?
When you mention the burning down towns, for an instant, you see Chance look like he's about to make a snide remark, but they kind of just you know the look when someone's about to read a filth, and
Just
dials it back in.
Just remember me when you're rich and powerful again, okay? And that's
I would not get your hopes up.
you never know. That's the thing with life. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. All right, speaking of, I'm bedding down for the night, so thanks. And yeah.
Well, on the bright side, at least you're released from that binding contract.
What contract?
Don't worry about it.
Here's Strovan's voice in the distance, just like, "You're free."
My lord!
Do not give me an excuse to stab Strovan. I hardly need one.
But sir, I have been acceptable follower of yours. What qualms have you with me?
You're still breathing.
The ghost of party members past has come.
I'm not dead yet.
I think
I can fix that.
walk.
I can fucking fix that right now.
Bring it, boy.
Alrighty. Alright, so as the night's events come to an end, watch is taken, morning cresting over the horizon. You guys gear up for your 6th day of travel. Go ahead and give me the roll for that. Whenever you're ready.
I didn't even need to roll for watches? Okay.
No. As you're traveling through the wilderness in one of the safest provinces.
Oh.
Probably the world. Not worried about you guys having encounters.
Go 14. I don't like that number.
That's fine. No, I mean it's trekking through the wilderness, keeping your bearings. 14's fine. I'm not setting the DC super high for you guys getting lost. Unless you roll under 10, I'm not going to make anything weird happen. So another day of travel gone. Still kind of traveling, giving Cernonville kind of a wide berth, staying off the main roads, having to navigate through farmland on the skirts of town. Day 7. This is my voice 1 week on survival checks.
It's not my fault that Roll20 doesn't like to fucking rolling survival when I you know how you could pull out the character sheet and put it in a different window?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes whenever I do that, sometimes it doesn't like to roll shit.
There it goes.
Oh no!
Speaking of sub 10. It's right around here that you kind of get turned around for a little bit and you lose about half a day. Lose about half a day of travel, like, oh shit, I've seen this tree before. This way. Traveling through a heavily wooded area without the sun to guide you can be a little bit different. To figure out.
We see the sun?
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't see the sun, so it's hard to navigate direction.
Ah.
So yeah, so you lose about half a day. Nothing too crazy. Go ahead and roll me for day 8.
Hey, back on track.
So you know that you're at this point, like once you clear the forest that you were traveling through, you can see in the distance that there's the town of Odalkov, which you're kind of looking for this entire time. You could stop at Odalkov if you want to, or you can continue on to Migran, whatever you want to do.
What do you guys want to do?
Odalkov's another. I mean, you can see in the distance it's another probably half a day's travel You do have a road to follow.
Hmm.
Migran is what we tried to get to, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we know that? Do we know that Udalkov is about the same size as Cernanville, or larger, or smaller? Would that be a history thing, or?
Make a perception check while I look up what it is.
Okay. Will do.
Oh, easy enough. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. It's about the same size as Cernanville. It's not super big. Doesn't have any walls or anything. It is along the sort of the main road from, the capital city through here. It's one of the stops on the way to a major port city. So, it's larger than Cernanville, a little bit. There's more shops available. That makes any difference to you. Greater variety.
Actually, it might. I think I would probably go in. I don't know if Chance would have any need to, but I would probably go in looking for something that would help friends of mine disguise themselves, whether something mundane or magical. That's definitely what I'd be looking for, as well as potentially, and I realize it'd be a long shot in a town this size, any kind of a ranged weapon that's a little bit better than ordinary. Those would be the only things I'd really be in the market for. I'm still good on rations, so that's it. Whatever I need to roll to look around for that, let me know.
I just redid the random magic weapon. There is in the blacksmith's shop town, not the weapon. I guess it's like a weapons shop slash thing. It's like a blacksmith shop that also functions as a hunting lodge. Cool. Called Baron's Workbench. BAREND. If you get it down. Baron's Workbench. It's a plaster and wood building, a row house with a green tile roof. A number of hunting trophies are on the walls inside, and then kind of off to the side room is the forge and workshop. There's a bunch of different tools here that you can buy, along with a couple of weapons, and one does catch your eye. There is a fairly intricately designed longbow wall, kind of under lock and key.
I bet.
If you were to ask about it, it's a +1 longbow. It's a magical longbow.
Well, that's all well and good.
I was terrified you were about to say it was a battalion in Spain that was gonna work.
No. There's also a +1 sling as well available. There's a +2 net if you want that.
Oh boy!
There's a pretty interesting and likely very expensive short sword available. There is a javelin that when you kind of reach out to touch it, kind of zaps you a little bit. A tiny static shock. There are also +1 ammunition for the sling, and there's also a heavy crossbow. +1 heavy crossbow.
Out of that I can definitely use the sling, so I'd probably see what he's charging for it.
Hey, +1 weapon.
Always nice.
Let's find sling bullets of alpha. The sling is basic cost 1 silver, +1 is 100 gold. I mean, I'm gonna put it on the low end because it's a fucking sling. So 100 gold and 1 silver if you want to get the sling.
Okay. Yeah, I will buy that right now, and there we go. Okay, yeah, took off the appropriate amounts of just platinum and silver just to there.
Sure.
And I'll get that. And how much are the bullets? I don't know what they do, but if he wants to explain them to me, great. I might be more interested in buying them if I have some idea what they do or don't do.
I mean, mundane sling bullets are really cheap.
Yeah.
If you wanted the
What-
magical ones, it's a different story.
Yeah, I'd be curious how much. Two questions on the magic ones. One, what do they do, and two, what are they going for?
It's +1 ammunition, so it's an additional +1 to attack and damage. If I remember. Basically, if you use the bullets in conjunction with the sling, it's the same as a +2. On top of that, the ammunition, since it's consumable, is cheaper than normal. It's half the cost.
Yeah.
So it'd be 54 gold and 50 gold and 4 copper, motherfucker. 50 gold, 4 copper for sling bullets. There's 20 of them. You get a bundle of 20. Otherwise, if you want the mundane ammo, it's just 4 copper.
I'd probably grab both. So, just spend, so that'd be 50 gold, 8 copper. Got it. Okay.
That'll give you 20 regular sling bullets and 20 +1 sling bullet.
Yep, and I also still have old rifle bullets in my inventory I never got rid of. So, for what little that's worth. So,
Exactly.
I mean, 10 of them are incendiaries, so that could be fun if I'm feeling like making bad decisions.
You could.
So,
I mean, you could throw them out of a sling.
mhm.
That works too. I'm not. I mean, it's magical ammo, so I'm assuming it'll work with your sling. I'm not gonna split hairs and say, "Oh, you have to fire it out of a rifle for it to explode." Like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Thank you.
Sounds good to me. So yeah, maybe 40 stuff. Anyone else interested in anything on the walls there? Longbow.
5.
There's a +1 longsword too. I think I forgot to mention.
What does Boomer wonders what the shocking sword that is?
Are you in town, my friend?
No, I'm in town, but I don't know that I would ask about the. The only thing I would probably ask about realistically would be the longbow, just because it's in a case. So if it's set aside special, I would probably ask, okay, what's that do? I might know somebody who might be interested in that. I don't think I'd want it for me, but what's
I think you're
what's the
asking about
story
the
on
electric
that?
one?
The
It's a javelin of lightning. The +1 longbow it's a longbow +1. It's a magically enchanted longbow. It's better at piercing monster hide and all that fun stuff. Regular hide too.
yeah.
It's kept in the case because it's 150 gold plus whatever the longbow is worth.
I guess the question I would ask him about the lightning javelin is, once it's thrown and it hits the target, does it still, can I get it back, or is it kind of a one-time deal?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
Richard. I think it's like a once per long rest type of thing, if I remember correctly. But yeah.
All right, how much is that? I don't know if I'd want that for me. I'm pretty good with the sweet sling here, but I might know somebody else who might want something to do with that, maybe.
Yeah, javelin of lightning. It's slightly more expensive than the other stuff, just because it has kind of a.
Okay.
So for that one, even though it's uncommon, I'm going to put it up at the high end. I'm going to say 300 gold for that one. Because essentially, it's if you speak the command word and throw it, it's half as powerful as the lightning bolt spell.
That's pretty good. Could I roll anything to attempt to persuade him down on that a little bit, or?
Sure, you can roll persuasion.
Just to see a regular roll, I guess. So not that I'm great at it, but hopefully I won't make him mad. He probably doesn't hate me for asking. Never hurts to ask.
It says, you know what? You bought some other stuff for me today. If you buy it all as a package, I'll knock off 20 gold.
Cool.
280.
That'll work. All right, I'll pay him the 280 and pick it up. So.
Okay. There you
go. All right. Okay.
great because it's not
It's
attunement,
down to-
so you can use it when it.
All right. I don't know if that's something that actually I am proficient in. So, javelins, are they simple or the other thing? Let's look that up.
I think they're probably simple, but you can javelin.
It's a pointy stick.
It is.
Well,
it's
that's
a,
kind
a
of cool.
Javelin is a simple melee weapon. It's a D6 piercing normally. It doesn't do any extra lightning damage if you were to attack with it melee thing, but if you were to throw it,
Yeah.
And use the command, it's 46 lightning.
Woof. Nice. All right.
It's like it's a once per dawn thing. If you make a ranged attack against a target and they hit them, then they automatically take the damage and they don't have to make a dexterity save. Everyone else in the line has to make the dexterity save though.
Okay, and is that something where I'd have to get it back out of the target after it hits, I assume? Like it doesn't return or anything, right?
No, it's not a returning javelin. It does turn back into a javelin after the lightning bolt, but you'd have to go and retrieve that later.
Yeah, all right. Something to think carefully about before doing that with. Okay.
Definitely don't huck it off the edge of your ship because you'll never see it again.
Yeah, don't want that. So.
Yeah, that'd be painful.
It's 120 feet for the lightning bolt, which is not bad for a javelin. I think the long range for a javelin is like 60 feet. No, it's 120. It's 30, 120.
Right. Is that in the compendium by any chance? I guess we'll see.
Yeah, javelin of lightning should be. And it's a pretty basic magic item. It's one of the earliest magic items that's like okay for you.
Okay. All right.
It's
Added
also
it on.
A vicious javelin, but we're not talking about.
No. All right. Okay, and adding the sling as well. And
anything else you're interested in? Short sword or long sword or longbow, crossbow?
Most of those I can't. I mean, I could use the swords, but I've already got a couple of magical swords, so I don't think I'd particularly need them. So, no, I think I'm pretty much good to be on my way. Would there be anything I would be able to find in town regarding any kind of disguise gear of any sort, or enough stuff to put together a disguise kit?
I mean, there's not really a call for it anywhere. They would do that. There is, however, there is an alchemy shop. I mean, you might be able to get some pigments and like makeup there.
Yeah,
let me pull up.
That
Let me pull up Xanathar's.
might be a start.
Because Xanathar's, I think, has a list of the stuff that's inside the kits.
Yeah.
Here, go sources, go to source books, go to Xanathar.
Pigments and putty and whatnot.
Proficiencies, I'm assuming. Descriptions, alchemist supplies, brewer's supplies, carpenter, photographer's guys kit. It's depends on what you're getting. The disguise kit includes cosmetics, hair dye, small props, and a few pieces of clothing. So, if you were to get a disguise kit, you could assemble it. Just like pay the cost at a bunch of different random places. Probably also go to the alchemist shop and some pigment for makeup and stuff like that, and assemble a disguise kit. That's about it to me. Whatever the normal price is for a disguise kit. Let's see what it is here. Adventuring gear. Equipment packs. Containers, no. See.
See, disguise kit. What do you have to say there? Weight is 3. Say 4.
25 gold.
Okay.
Spend 25 gold at a bunch of different places. Assemble enough materials to make disguise.
I will probably go the extra mile just because I have 2 people that I'm traveling with that, as far as I know, are very wanted. I will spend the 50 gold to gather up enough stuff for 2. So, never hurts.
Sure.
So, yeah, I will spend 50 on that, and, might as well, if I'm in a place where I can get enough together for 1, I should be able to do 2, so. Alright. See if I can drag this over. I don't know if I can.
So, depending on the extent of the disguise, I guess, it's how long it takes to kind of create one.
Oh, that did not work. Okay, how do I undo that? I don't know. Oh well. Come here, you.
Anyone else interested
right.
in anything from Protokov?
There we go. Okay, hopefully that worked. Two.
Anyone else interested in shops? Going once, going twice?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sort of broke anyway, and like I said, I don't want to go shopping in the town because, So, yeah, no, I'm good.
Up to you. I mean, Lemuel eventually comes back with disguise kits, so like you could don a disguise if you wanted to go into town.
Yep.
That's up to you. That is an option now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm good. I don't want to hold up the party any longer. No, I'm good.
All right. Yeah, I will. When I get back to camp, I will hand one to David and then hand one to Valerian and say, "Well, this is what I was able to find. Maybe this will help you not get in too much trouble. I don't know."
Wait.
Okay.
So, if that is something you're going to use, over the next long rest, each of you are going to create disguises for yourselves using what Lemuel is able to gather. So, I need each of you to... It's going to be interesting. So, neither of you have disguise kit proficiency, I'm assuming?
Nope.
So...
Or at least I don't.
Right. So,
Nope.
in your inventories, make a new entry for your disguise and set it to 1 pound. And then when you don it, have you make a disguise kit check.
Yeah,
This
just
is either going to be amazing or horrible.
I mean, it would be a deception check. Essentially, it'd be a deception check without proficiency. You have it.
Yeah, you two add it to your inventories because it's out of mine. That is not my problem now.
Just added.
Well, I guess no. If you have proficiency in deception, you can use it. acting is all part of it. I guess in this instance, if you had proficiency in the disguise kit as well, it would give you advantage, but just do straight roll deception. Okay. Alrighty. So, after that day, next day of travel. So, I'll give you the option. You are near like the main road up to Migran. If you're gonna stay on the main road, you can get to Migran in a day. If you are traveling through the wilderness for part of that, then you get there in 2. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want 1 day or 2 days of travel?
I will leave it up to Valerian because 1, he's wanted, and 2, he's been guiding us pretty well through the wilderness so far. So really, it's his call if he's comfortable with how his new look is going. Great. If he's not, we can just stick to the woods. I'm good with letting him make the call on this because he's got more to lose than I do.
Why you do this to me, man?
Oh,
Up to you.
All I know is when we're going into town, I am going in separately from you two.
same.
Oh my god.
I'm wearing my helmet, so I'm not showing my face.
That's probably a good idea. Still,
Wise.
a little bit of makeup under the helmet probably wouldn't hurt, but
Yeah.
you do what you got to do for yourself.
So what's the consensus? 1 day or 2?
2 day would be safer.
Marginally, yeah. You wouldn't run into as many people out in the wilderness as you would on the road, so less chances for being recognized.
Okay, so that's him voting 2 days, me voting 2 days. Anybody else want to vote something else?
2 days.
Nope. 2 days.
All right.
Okay.
Survival check for day 9. Easy enough. And for the final day. Alright, so managing to avoid the main roads and anyone who may be traveling on it. At about noon on the 11th day, you guys would arrive at the outskirts of Migran. Familiar to some of you from your last excursion out over the open sea. So, for anyone needs a reminder, Migran is one of the most important port towns in basically all of Onyx. Migran and Guile are both very prolific port towns. It's where a lot of trade comes through from Netria and from Arival. The other one being Corcel. Corcel's another big one, but that's way to the south. So this place has a lot of people. It has it's basically it's a city in and of itself. It's a lot bigger than the towns you guys have been kind of skirting around this entire time. So with that in mind, go ahead and if you guys are donning your disguises, go ahead and make me deception checks, please.
Can I roll with guidance for the love of God?
Can you roll for what?
Guidance with that?
Sure. Yeah. This is an instance where it takes you a minute to put on. Guidance would probably work.
Disguise check is what? Deception or what?
Yeah, just a deception check. If you don't have proficiency, it's not with advantage. Ooh.
Oh, I did it well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So the fact that David essentially just like threw a blanket over Xenivore is not helping. Valerian's looks okay.
The
Not
blanket
super
looks
bad.
the blanket makes him look out
One thing I would
worse.
point out, and I'm only pointing this out because I can do the same thing. He could just change Zemmour's appearance when he and just reallocate evolution points around. Just like
You can reallocate as much as you want to, but an Eidolon is always going to be recognizable as an Eidolon unless you cast Disguise Self on it. Because there's the rune thing to keep in mind. Like both of you have runes on your forehead to denote you as summoners. So
yeah, no.
I also have a helmet on, so yay.
yeah, rune shines through the helmet.
Mm.
It's the helmet. The rune is only coverable by certain means. Mundane means don't take care of it. So just putting on a hat is not enough to hide the rune from anybody.
But my whole point was that you could change the appearance of the Eidolon, and that's the important bit there, not the rune or any of that shit.
I mean, you could if you wanted to. But that's up to you if you want to shuffle your evolutions around. Either way, the Eidolon is going to look relatively similar to the way that you first made it. Like, Fuego will always look like Fuego. You can't make him into a biped or anything. He's always going to look like a fire dog, because that's the way you design him when you made him. Part of the Eidolon thing is that the base form, the form it takes when it first pops out, is non-negotiable, and then things are added onto that. So same base form, different attachments. Okay, so with that in mind, you guys make your way toward Migran. You, as a traveling party of adventurers, approach the gates of Migran and are, of course, stopped by the guards. You can see that the guards here are not normal town guard. Instead, you have the royal guard here that are checking people at the gate. The familiar conical brass helmets and chest plates, along with the blue and red uniforms denoting infantry and captains. All the long rifles that are strapped to their backs, with the concerningly sharp bayonets attached at the end. So you do see that there is a military presence here in Migran that is kind of serving as what appears to be the town guard, at least. And they are checking people at the gate. In light of this information, is there anything you'd like to do?
Oh boy, this guy's check is. What do you think, guys? Do you think this guy's check is going to fool them or no?
It looks real bad.
It looks, yeah.
He basically put on like hooker makeup, called it good.
Wait, what about me?
You're more passable, but any sufficiently perceptive guard could recognize certain things. So, just depends on whether they catch you or not.
Yeah,
you could bank on it.
Fuck.
Here's what I think we should do.
Yeah?
We go in, the two of us that aren't wanted, go in, get the boat, meet you guys elsewhere.
We can meet out in the sea, because I can make a Pegasus.
Oh.
If you could make a Pegasus, why were we waiting in line? We could have just ran around them.
Because I just remembered I could do this.
But yeah. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten in line yet. We mostly just approached and just saw the gate.
This is me under the assumption that you're not just waltzing up to the gate where the military.
No.
Yeah, I would assume you're scouting this out ahead of time, knowing that you're wanted men. So.
Mm-hmm.
How far is how tall is the wall?
The wall's a good 30, 40 feet. It's pretty big. All made of stone. The gates are reinforced with iron, stuff
Yeah.
like that. There's
Okay.
palisades and stuff like that. Like it's
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's a major city. It's one of the biggest port towns in the entire country. It has a lot of money flowing through it to shore up defenses, especially being so close to Netria, which relationships were on the rocks for the entirety of their war. Migran was also meant to be kind of like a place of protection during that time.
Yep. Yeah. So here's the plan I'm suggesting. Me and Limestone and I go in. We get the ship. We meet up with you guys out in the sea because you can make a Pegasus.
Yeah.
Any disagreements?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
How many people can ride on a Pegasus? I don't know.
It's a lot of creatures, so probably 2.
No,
Two
just one.
And the, I mean, like the nightmare can carry 2 people.
Yeah, Pegasus is just a horse with wings, so 2 at most.
Yeah, and you can shift Xenophor's evolutions around to give him flight.
He already has flight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So-
Yeah, I like that plan.
I like that plan a lot better. So yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. So David and Valerian, you guys are waiting on the outskirts of town. The other 2 are going. So, with all of that in mind, I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and waltz up to the gate. The guards there stop you, saying, "Halt! State your business in Migran." See, one of them kind of pulls out a clipboard with a piece of paper on it.
Here to meet some colleagues.
Occupation.
Adventure.
Alrighty. Anything to declare?
I'd love to give what the fuck does that mean? Chance would know what that sentence probably means, but a hunter is a dumbass.
Like, do you have any goods that you need to declare that you're selling in the city?
Leave everything I had to sell. I've already sold on. So
Take that as a no. Alright. Now keep in mind we are looking out for some fugitives that are traveling throughout the country. If you see any of these individuals, please let the guard know they are to be considered armed and extremely dangerous. He hands you a flyer. It's kind of like a mass-produced flyer with likenesses of both Valerian and David on it. Flyer also says might be traveling with 2 or more companions.
Darius isn't on here.
He's on the other one. They hand you 2. It has basically pictures of everyone that was seen leaving Hadrigan's mansion. It says like wanted for crimes of conspiracy and treason. You do notice that the bounty has gone up to 2,000 gold. So there's that.
Oh, it's 100,000 gold.
Or no, I think it was 100,000. I think I said 1,000. Eh?
No,
Was it
I'm pretty
100,000?
sure it was. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure
I'll
it
go
was
back and
more-
check that. Whatever it was,
some
it
more
was double.
zeros.
Whatever it was,
Yeah.
it's double.
Oh, mother of God.
I have an idea,
Wow.
guys. I have an idea, guys. It's a
No.
horrible idea, but I have an idea.
Let's turn ourselves in for money.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Let's not.
Step 3, profit.
Step 4, campaign over. The heroes, in their infinite wisdom, turn themselves into the bad guys who promptly curse them again and then cause infinite destruction and strength. Okay.
I feel like this would have to take place at a Waffle House within the confines of the state of Florida to make sense. Yep. Gotta have the right venue for it.
Mhm.
Anyway,
All right. So. Alrighty. So.
in passing the guards, would I recognize them as as having the same outfits as the ones we met earlier on in the woods, kind of a few months back?
Yeah.
The ones that had all those little wind-up construct things along with them.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, you see several of the little spherical wind-up constructs kind of chugging along behind the guards,
Aw.
kind of standing guard a little bit.
So cute.
Yeah, they're adorable, adorable little weapons of war.
Yeah, well.
So as you kind of begin your entrance into the city, Migran is as bustling as any trade city would be. There are throngs of people throughout the streets going to various places. People, carts full of goods traveling up and down the cobblestone streets here. In the distance, Migran kind of sits on a slope, so you can kind of see the edge of the world, for lack of a better term, where you can see kind of the dock area laid out on the edge of town. Several ships there laid up in port. From this distance, you can't quite make out, which one yours would be, because you don't know really which one you're looking for. You're just assuming someone is going to meet you here. But as you guys kind of trek through the city, a couple of things you notice. Military presence is thick here. There are squads of guards patrolling up and down the city streets at all times. It's hard to throw a rock and not hit a guard, to not hit military personnel at this point. A couple of times you see guards stop and detain people and start asking them questions and, interrogating people in the street. Holding up flyers, handing out flyers to different people, like, hey, if you see these people, let us know. So they're really gunning for previous group. Second thing you notice as well, as you kind of round a corner, you almost get crushed by this massive brass construct that looks like a framework brass construct with two metal arms, metal legs, and the body itself is a kind of a pill-shaped tube, a pill-shaped glass tube filled with this green kind of boiling liquid, and it just kind of it's larger than you are, probably standing about 15 feet tall or higher. On one hand, you have a set of three bladed appendages, kind of like fingers. And on the other, you have a large cannon, firearm looking thing. Out the back of it, you can see a network of twisting brass pipes that is constantly belching out some form of exhaust from the back of this creature, as it kind of lumbers slowly along the streets, making all sorts of chugging noises as it goes.
Well, I would probably be impressed by that, but I would also probably do my best to give it as wide a berth as I can. That sounds like something that could step on me without, by accident. So I'd stay well clear of the large, clanky thing.
As it kind of lumbers off into the distance, you guys continue to make your way toward Doc's area. At this point, go ahead and make me a perception check, please, both of you.
Okay. Oh, I did have a question relating to that. Would Chance have seen the ship before, or I don't know if he knows the ship. He's never
No.
never seen it. Okay, all right. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Perception. That's me.
Chance. Hunter.
Yeah, I hear you.
Perception check, please, when you're ready.
Looks like a bullshit and a 3 isn't to roll investigation instead, because I'm actively looking.
No.
I had to try. That's why I had to try.
Great.
Wow.
That's just impressive.
You should have seen it when I got -1 once.
Okay. Okay. So, as you guys approach the docks and are kind of meandering around, you are you're unaware at first, but then Lemuel, you pick up on this. As you kind of are traveling along, the throngs of people get thinner and thinner. The point where there's nobody around you. Very odd for a major port town to not have anyone in a specific area. You don't see a single person wandering the streets down here. At that point, though, with your 16 perception, you kind of perk your ears up at the sound of running feet. Brass clanking on cobblestones as well as leather. And you see,
Okay.
as you turn around to look at this noise, several guards. And when I say several, I mean approximately 10 or 15 in a group running towards you.
Okay.
You need to
Do I have do I need to do I have time to put the hood up on my cloak?
Oh no. No, they know you're here and they're coming for you specifically. They are making a beeline for you.
Okay.
Both you and Chance.
Oh.
Shit.
What do you do?
Okay, so I
Do they have their weapons drawn, or are they just all approaching?
They're sprinting at you, rifles out, ready to go.
Okay, I don't have time to do anything like take any actions or anything, right?
It depends on what you want to do.
All right. Let's see.
To hide.
Run!
Yeah, I probably
I've done nothing wrong. No reason to run. That just makes you look more suspicious.
I'd probably just stand next to him and not do anything suspicious either. So, yep. I will be standing alongside him, probably making sure that whatever else I do, if possible, I'd make sure that I'm positioned so that my back is to a wall, which isn't ideal, but at least I know there's a wall behind my back. That'd be about it.
All right. So, as you contemplate your predicament for the moment, you are surrounded on all sides by guards in seconds. You're not running away. They are going to surround you. All weapons drawn, bayonets pointed directly in your faces. You see one of the captains, the ones with the red uniform, come up and say, Chance Fairweather and Lemuel, Spinney, you are wanted for treason and conspiracy against the crown. By order of King Ursivil himself, you are to turn yourselves in immediately. Drop your weapons, dismiss your eidolon, and come with us, or there will be consequences.
On what grounds? Strange that I'm only hearing of this now despite being in the capital and working in the Adventurers Guild publicly in the span of the last month.
Likewise.
You are not in position to be asking questions. Drop your weapons now, or we will be forced to take them from you.
Given my position as effectively a hedge knight still, I believe I am actually in position to ask questions.
Traitors have no position within our empire. For the last time, drop your weapons and submit.
Explain the charges.
He's going to try and
I'm
start to
asking.
arrest you now. He's coming up to you with his weapon drawn, and he's going to try and arrest you. He has a pair of manacles in his hands.
Whoa, that's
Telling you,
a little bit
don't
extreme.
want to try this without explaining.
He's going to try and grapple you, or are you going to resist? Yes or no?
Give me a second, VG. Shut the fuck up.
It's all happening quick, man.
I haven't played D&D in a good few weeks. I'm trying to think what the fuck I should do here.
Alright, he's grabbing you now. I need you to either resist or not.
Do the man look at the man off call? Just a quick glance. Do the manacles look like they would restrict magic?
Yes.
I'm going to touch Lemmy. Well, limestone.
Alright. Touch him, and before the guard can get his hand on you, reaching out, he's about to grab you by the scruff of your neck. You manage to touch Lemmy and poof yourselves out of there. Immediately, the guards, high alert, looking around for you. Where are you going with this dimension door? There are buildings all around you, alleyways, different places you could go. There's, you're not too far from a ship.
As close to the docks as possible.
Okay, so 500 feet in the direction you were going, essentially. Poof, disappear, reappear. Half of the guards are going to stay and try and restrain Fuego. You two, the rest of the guards are going to run at you guys. They're going to, halt, stop! And, they're all brandishing weapons. A couple of them are going to try and take shots. From this distance, they would have to get fairly close. You have some time before that to start running.
Yeah, and Fuego is just going to try and just barrel through them.
Okay. Make me an athletics check for Fuego. I don't think he's going to have any problems. Yeah, they rolled a 2 and a 4, which comes out to 8 and 6. So
Chance will kind of call over her shoulder. If you just explain the charges and try to be cordial like actual, reasonable people, this wouldn't be happening.
Fuego immediately barreling through them, knocking down 2 of the guards, and begins running towards you. He's going to take a couple of opportunity attacks from people who are next to him. Let's see, bayonet attacks to advantage. That is a 23 to hit, and not that to hit, and a 9 to hit.
Right.
Wait, you said okay. How much damage?
The 23 to hit does 9 points plus 2, 11 points of piercing damage.
Jeez, that's a lot.
As he takes those strikes and begins to sprint towards you guys, are you going to stay put and wait for him to get to you? Because
Am I?
or you could.
Okay.
Do I have
No, but here's
Right.
the thing: he's faster than both of us.
Yep.
Both me and Limestone.
He'll-
so he will
he'll
catch
catch
us.
So
up.
just catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I'll. Do I have time to take an action to put up the hood on my cloak of elven kind?
Yeah.
All right, I will do that. Is there anything anywhere near me that would approximate cover?
Oh, yeah.
Anything at all?
There's a lot, but you're also standing in the middle of the open street, and the guards can see where you're going.
Well, I will get over to the side of the street as I run, and I'm going to attempt, cloak hood up, running, toward a side of the street or a side street or something that has some kind of cover somewhere in this city that I would assume has some kinds of boxes or bags or something that a 3-foot person might actually be able to not be seen behind.
Sure. So,
Okay.
are you going to run for a while first, or to get away from the area, or are you just going to try?
I am going to. I'm going to attempt to run until I am, as far as I know, out of line of sight.
He's trying to break sight lines before.
Out of line of sight of the guards who are shouting at me, and once it sounds like the shouts are muffled in some way, I am going to go for the nearest cover and attempt to stealth behind it. I'm going to attempt to bonus action hide behind the nearest cover that I can find that does not, that I don't hear guards yelling at me from, right nearby at me. So that's, if it's muffled, if it sounds like it's around a corner, great. The idea is I'm looking for an alleyway or something like that. An alleyway or someplace that is not directly in their line of sight, and more importantly, in their line of fire. So
Sure. So, first of all, make me a perception check, see if you can find a suitable hiding spot.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we are outside the city still, right?
Yeah, you guys are waiting for pickup. You have no idea anything's
All right.
going down.
I am looking for some place where I can dive.
Okay. You get down probably 2 blocks or so before ducking into an alley that has a number of crates and boxes there.
Okay.
You could attempt to hide behind them or inside of them, whatever you'd like to do.
I will
go ahead
attempt
and make me a whatever it called, a stealth check.
All right, but I would be doing that at advantage because the hood's up. So.
Yes, correct. Are you also
Okay.
are you leaving chance behind? Is the other question.
I would be hissing at him while I'm doing this. Come or die.
Oh God. I'm simultaneously terrified and aroused.
Wait, what?
You said come or die.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right, Chance, what are you doing? You're waiting for Fuego to catch up, I'm assuming, so you can ride him, or unless you're going to duck into the alley with Lemuel.
No, he doesn't have the size for me to ride him.
Oh, okay. You didn't do the size thing then.
Yeah, no, I can change it on any given day, but at the moment it's me just more trying to get to the ship. Find the ship we're supposed to.
It's fine. That's
Because
good.
while you said I wouldn't recognize the ship, even though well, hold on, wasn't the Scholars March ship when I actually been on that ship before, or is this
No.
a different ship?
This is the ship that you commissioned with the money you used for scrapping the Storm Belcher. Remember, you got like 30 grand in gold for that and decided to commission a new ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. But it was months before that was going to be ready, and by the time it would have been ready, you guys had been already captured, taken under custody of.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Black
I'm
Circle.
gonna just run around the docks looking for. Because if I can't look for the ship, I can look for the crew. Because Conley is kind of hard to miss.
So, what I will say is, I mean, if you're ducking into an alley, it's hard to get a vantage point. First of all, make me a stealth check. See how well you hide this alleyway with Lemuel.
Okay. I honestly might just dismiss Fuego as a.
You?
To make this hiding a bit easier. So.
I mean, if he's hiding too, he needs to make me a stealth check as well, by the way.
Oh no, never mind. I will keep Fuego around. His stealth will be better than mine.
All right, 14 for you. Fuego, sounds good. All right, so you guys kind of duck behind or inside some crates for the moment. It's not very long before you hear the stomping of feet as a bunch of soldiers come running past the alley. There are a couple of voices that stop and say, "Here, check with me." And two of the soldiers kind of split off from the main group and begin to kind of look through the crates and barrels in the alley here.
They look like normal guards, like weak ass guards. These guards like slightly more durable.
Keep in mind,
These
if
are
they're looking for
guys that were
me,
chasing
they have disadvantage on perception to spot me personally.
Okay, that's good to know. So that's one. Second one. Okay. So as they are kind of searching through stuff, one of them begins to approach where Lemuel is hidden. He takes the lid off of the crate next to yours, looks inside, closes it, rushes on to the next one, doesn't even spot you. The second one comes over to a group of barrels that Chance and Fuego are hiding around, and he begins to stab into each of the barrels and kind of lift the lids off to check and see if he got you. Until he comes to one barrel and spots you, and he's about to raise the alarm to his friend here. He's like, "Oh, I found him!" At this point, I need you guys to roll initiative.
Meanwhile, we're twiddling our thumb. I wonder what's taking them so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got the Pegasus ready and everything.
Such a nice day in the woods. It's kind of boring though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on yet, so well. Okay, I guess I roll again once I find me. Do I have a token? Thought I did. Anyway.
No, I don't think you do. I mean, you do, but I don't know if... You should just be able to roll initiative.
Yeah, I did. It's just it didn't...
He didn't have a token to click on.
It said no token was selected, so...
Or you can manually put in your thing there.
Or you could just
I can do that?
your token onto like the world map.
Or that works.
I didn't know I could do that. How do I do that?
But just go click on the number 0 in the turn order there. And just manually add your thing. You see the turn order box, right? Or no?
It says count 2, yeah. So turn order 2.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think something's wrong. Do you see Chance, yourself, the Fuego, and the Royal Lancers? Do you see them on the boxes? Or no? Inside the turn order, do you not see those? I feel like I might have to move to a different map. See.
Yeah, I'm still on the world map, and all I can see is Chance and Fuego. I don't know what's going on.
I'm on a different map, but I'm not using it for a specific
Stab the
purpose.
slow about +1.
What?
Stab the slow about that +1. I don't have it actually written down on the sheet. Like it's
Art library.
I don't know. You have the link for it. Go look it up.
Character portraits? No, it's not right.
link.
I sent it to you a while ago.
No, that's someone else.
Yes, that answers my question very nicely. Thank you.
It's either in your DMs or it's in general.
Alright, okay, it is a +1. It's...
Is it under art library? Maybe?
What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just trying to find the token, that's all.
You go to your character sheet where it says in the character sheet area and drag it onto the map.
Yeah, I'm looking. Is it under bio? I bet it's under bio.
Literally, so go to the tab that's the journal tab where you see your character sheet normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then click and drag your name onto the map.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I tried. All right, it worked. That only took 6 tries. There it is.
Okay. So now you can click on yourself and roll initiative, or you can. Yeah. Click and roll it just to put yourself in the turn order, and then you can edit it to be the.
Okay, cool. And come here, you. I think I'm selected. And any second now. All right, let's try again. All right, there we go. Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna roll off of what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys see the Lancers in the turn order or not, but it's Lemuel,
No.
Lancer, Fuego, Lancer, Chance. Okay. So I need to change it. Okay.
Okay.
So Lemuel's first. You are still hidden from both of these guys. They have not spotted you.
Yep.
They are focused on where Chance is hiding now. So.
All right. Well, I guess the one who made the noise, the one who's trying to raise the alarm, I will probably attempt to hit him with a sling attack. So, and I'll just be doing that with, let's see, just with the +1 sling and one of the +1 sling bullets.
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
So however that.
And then whatever the
Okay.
score is, we'll add +1 to it.
Okay, and then there'd be sneak attack, I'd imagine, since I'm
if you have
hidey. So, yep. Where is that sling? All right, there we go. Okay, just like that. Advantage. Okay.
Easy, 27, that'll hit for sure. Okay, so 7 will be 28. So 7 goes to 8 bludgeoning and then 8 sneak attack. So 16 points of damage total, right?
Yeah, that'd pretty much be it. So
you basically pop out of the crate, whip the sling around, and chuck it at him. It hits him in the back of the head, and he kind of stumbles forward a little bit, taken aback by this. The other guard is now aware of your presence there in the alley.
Okay.
He kind of turns around and goes, I found the other one! And he's going to brandish his thing at you.
Okay.
So, he's that guy is next in the initiative order, so he's going to go ahead and take...
Okay, and is there... am I able to move past the guards, or am I just stuck right where I am?
No, you're good to go with the rest of your turn. I'm just saying he's turning to face you and...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
going
kind
to
of
start
figured.
attacking you.
I would probably attempt to...
For the
get
record,
around,
the guard that you hit
Mm-hmm.
with the sling is right next to Chance. They're within 5 feet of each other. The guard
Okay.
that initially ran toward Chance is probably 10 feet from you.
What armor are you guys wearing?
These guys are wearing half plate, kind of a brass colored half plate. They have like a brass helmet, brass mantle, kind of over the front of their chest and their shoulders. They have brass van braces and leg guards.
Are they looking exactly like the fellows we met in the woods before?
Yeah,
Or
exactly
are they
the
just
same.
looking like... But they're looking... And those also look the exact same as standard royal guards like in Onyx, right?
No.
Like they're all identical?
So
these guys
these
look
are
different. That's
new
interesting.
these are a new breed of military that has not been part of the Onyx Royal Guard for a while. The Onician Royal Guard, for the most part, was like traditional knights wear. You know, steel armor with a purple adornments, because purple is kind of like the country's color. These guys are completely different from that. These guys are brand new military outform, but these guys are military. They have the Onician crest on their uniform, denoting them as military, but they are completely different looking from that. They're not knights.
Okay.
They're like a different breed of soldier. They're like stormtroopers kind of.
All right. Well, let's see. I guess from where I am, I would probably attempt to... I can't really see where I am on any kind of a town map, but I would attempt to get to some kind of other cover somewhere in the alley if there is something like that. I don't know if there's anything like that, but I would attempt to go to a place where it would be harder for somebody to shoot me in the face.
Sure. Yeah, you can take cover behind another crate.
Yeah, I would go for that, and I don't know if I'd attempt to hide or not. I'd probably give
You
it.
can certainly try. I'm going to give you disadvantage on it because they're
Yeah, but
he
I
literally
already-
knows where you went. He saw you go there.
But I have advantage, which would cancel that out, so it'd be a normal roll.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will just attempt to make a normal stealth roll to hide away from the guards behind another crate that puts me a bit further away from danger. So I imagine I would be facing an opportunity attack as I leave to go do that, and that's fine. So, but I would attempt to move the maximum amount of my movement that the amount of space in the alley allows, while going into a far away, into a hiding place behind the furthest crate that I can get to with my regular movement. So something that'd be, I guess.
But he doesn't have enough reach to hit you as you kind of run away from him. You, like I said, he's
Okay.
about 10 feet away from you. So you
Okay.
can just roll me the stealth check, see how well you can take cover.
Okay.
Easy enough. Okay, it's cool. So you kind of dart in between
Run away!
barrels and stuff, and he's having a hard time. He's trying to line up a shot, but he's having a hard time finding a target. So ducking behind the cover, you're fairly confident that if he were to take a shot, he'd probably miss you. But he does know which direction you ran, so there's that. Okay. So, that's your turn? Yes?
Yep, I think that's. I don't know what else I'd be able to do. So
Which action hide attack sounds good. So that guy is going to, after trying to line up a shot and not being able to find you, he's like, fuck this, and he starts charging down the alleyway towards you. He's going to go around the crates where you kind of hid yourself, and he's going to try and find you.
okay,
Oops.
keep in mind he has disadvantage to do that. So
Yes, absolutely. He kind of rounds the corner of the crates, and you kind of tucked yourself in between two of them, and in the shadows, and your cloak of elven kind's helping out a lot too. He comes around and he's ready to strike at something, and he doesn't see you. He's like, "What the fuck? I don't see anything." He's like, "I lost him. I don't know where he went." He's just gonna stab at a crate randomly, and he takes his bayonet and smashes it, hoping that you're inside, and finds nothing. So that's his turn. Fuego
Right.
is up next. I'm assuming he's next to Chance, so he's within striking distance of the other guy. The guy that was hit by the sling. Chance.
I'm gonna give my clockwork amulet.
Okay. So what's the total then?
16.
Wait.
Oh no, that's Fuego, not Chance.
Yeah, this is Fuego. Yeah. So Fuego's not wearing the amulet.
My man. I thought it was my turn for some fucking reason.
We're coming to you. You're after the next guy. If you don't kill him.
I'm gonna do non-lethal.
Okay.
Knock these guys out.
Sure.
And this is on the guy that was hit with a sling.
Nice. That'll certainly hit. Combination of poison fire. Interesting. So that's 11 points of damage. He's definitely not down yet, but I'm going to make the con save for him. That is a 12.
Fail, he's poisoned.
So he's poisoned. Fantastic. Good to know. And you get another one, right? Yeah, easy enough. So with that second attack, Fuego essentially jumps on him and shakes him around like a rag doll, and then as he's on the ground struggling, Fuego just headbutts him, knocks the back of his head into the concrete, and he goes still. Definitely still breathing as far as you can tell. He's at 0 and unconscious. He was up next in the turn order, so but that Fuego still has his movement if he wants to go up to the other guy.
He will.
Okay, so he'll run up to the other guy. Chance, it is your turn next.
I'm gonna run up to the other guy and use a clockwork amulet to bonk him with my staff for 16 total.
Okay, sounds good. 16 total to hit?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see you roll it. 17 is their armor class, so no, unfortunately that does not hit.
Really? It's not about.
That's the
Okay,
base for
so-
half-plate. Well, it's not the base for
No, it
half-plate,
isn't.
that's what their armor is.
The base for Half-Plate's 15!
15 plus 2 maximum, higher than average dex. Okay, cool,
Well, this
fantastic.
man, fucking worthless.
Alright. Back to the top of the round. Lemmy, from your hiding place in the boxes, what would you like to do?
All right, how far away is he from me? Is he within 5 feet or?
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of you. He knows where you
Excellent.
were. He's in the area. He just doesn't know exactly where you are. So he is unaware
Right.
if you want to get a sneak attack on him.
Yeah, I've got a +1 rapier, so that sure sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do that. I will attempt to skewer him. So, and all right. Where's that? There it is.
+1
Okay,
advantage.
and advantage roll. There we go. All
Good
right.
thing you had advantage. All right, so
Shoot.
28 definitely
And,
going to hit. That's what
yep.
is it, 19 points of damage. Easy enough.
Yep. And I will also, now that I have done that on him, I will use one of my, I'm going to use one of my 3 bonus action racial ability casts of Blade Ward on myself. So
Okay, that
for
gives
the
you, resistance, right?
until I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing until the end of my next turn. And then when I've done that, I will then attempt to, he's right within.
Within 5 feet, yeah.
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of me, so I will then attempt to run past.
Run past him. Okay, I'm assuming opportunity attack then.
Past him down the alley, and try to find a new hiding spot further up. Basically,
You're running out of alley. If you go any further than where you are right now, you're probably gonna end up in the street.
I would attempt to go back. I would attempt to go back the way I came. Stay in the alley and kind of like I went from A to B, and now I'm going back to A.
Okay.
Or close to it. Probably near A, but not the exact same spot. Essentially, like if there's a spot on the other side of the alley that's not the exact same place I had before, but close to it, then that's what I would be breaking for. So that's pretty much it.
So that is a 23 to hit you.
And let's see, 23 to hit, and I currently have. No, that wouldn't do anything. So, yeah, that's gonna have to go through and hit me on the way. So, okay, it'd just whatever the damage is, it would be halved. So,
1 point of damage after having.
okay.
Now is Blade Ward concentration, or is it just until next round?
I think it's just. I don't think it's a concentration. Let me make sure on this. What do you have to say there? Nope. It's just on.
Okay, cool.
There is no concentration on that. It just works in its little cantrip way. So
Sounds good. All right, so 1 point of damage, fantastic. You don't have to worry about that, and then you skedaddle 30 feet down the alleyway. Now it is his turn next, so he's going to instead of giving immediate chase, he's going to take aim with his rifle and fire at you.
Doke. That's weird.
20 to hit, or 10 points of piercing and 1 fire.
And who is he trying to hit? Me?
Yeah, so it's be
Okay,
five points of piercing damage on you after having.
If it hit, and that would be if I didn't cast shield, which I seem to have just done as a reaction. So.
Oh, fantastic! So your armor class goes above 20, I'm assuming.
Yep, 22.
Easy enough. So, wham! Just bullet ricochets off of the shield and into the wall of the nearby alley. Now, being that he did take a shot, it is a thunderous noise, so take with that as you will. But he's going to, after he takes the shot, he's going to start chasing after you down the alleyway, making sure that he's reloading along the way, essentially. Now, up to him, up to Fuego, rather. Fuego's within striking distance as he makes his run, so go ahead and make an opportunity attack as Fuego goes after the guy. He wants it. And then you can take Fuego's turn on top of it.
Alright. Same stuff. Nom nom, non-lethal.
Nice, natural 20. way over what you needed to bring him down, so no worries on that. As he's turning to give chase to Lemuel, Fuego essentially like jumps up on some boxes and then shoulder tackles him into the wall, and as he hits his head on the wall, he goes limp and slumps to the ground.
All right, let's get the fuck out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't take you long to hear the stomping of feet once more and the yelling of voices. They're over here. I heard a shot. So as you guys beat Hoof,
I am
running down another alleyway. Go ahead and make me another 3 stealth checks for all 3 of you.
All right, and again, mine would be at advantage. So, okay.
17, 13, 14.
Chance actually rolled the highest there.
You did. So as you guys take your hidden positions down another couple alleyways, snaking in between things, making sure to avoid the guard patrols, you have kind of take a second to catch your breath behind a box, and after about a minute or so, after you think maybe the coast is cleared, you don't really hear any footsteps. You do see at the end of an alleyway someone jogging around the corner and kind of running through the alleyway towards you.
Okay. Do I have time to take an action?
Yeah, you have a little bit of time to prepare. They're going to be on you in seconds, though. So what are you going to do?
Okay. I will attempt to cast Pass Without Trace. It's a one-action spell, so assuming the chance is within 30 feet of me, assuming that he and Fuego are, it should cover them as well once it's cast.
And Pass Without, remind me, has verbal components, yes?
Let's see here. Let's look that up. Where are you at?
I'm sorry, dude, but the music is not fitting up the battle.
It's got...
I mean, that's what I got.
It's got verbal, somatic, and material. Would I need to make a stealth roll to remain concealed while casting?
No, if you cast it, you're going to be revealed. That's how that works.
Fair enough.
Unless you're a sorcerer with science spell, your spells will reveal where you are.
Or have a Metagrod.
Yeah, or
that's
have
okay.
Yeah, as long as you have silent spell. Otherwise, you can't.
If I personally am revealed, I personally am revealed. That's that. Okay.
All right. So as you kind of weave the spell into being and cast it throughout the alleyway, the figure turns to face where you're hiding. At this point, they're jogging close enough to chance. If you want to take a shot at them, go ahead.
Do I have time to see who it is before I decide whether or not to take the swing?
Yeah. So the person approaching you, they were kind of shaded by the alleyway, but as they get closer, you can see it is a woman with a hood drawn up, leather armor on. She has 2 short swords at her waist. And on her back, on like a belt, she has a hand crossbow as well. It looks like a half elven woman just by what you can catch of the ears behind the hood. And she has like kind of this like long blonde hair that's kind of tumbling out from the front of the hood. As far as you can tell, no distinguishing like crest or markings that would denote her as royal anything.
Since it's not a guard, I will stand down. And Lemmy will probably see Chance visibly just kind of just relax a bit.
Okay. So as she kind of approaches, she says, I'm not here to harm you. I'm assuming you're the one the guard's chasing, yes?
I cast my eyes briefly over at Chance and raise my eyebrows to see if he makes any sign. Just like I'm looking to my side here.
You'd be correct.
Oh, okay. Revealing yourself. Sounds good. She looks over to you and says, okay, good. I'm glad I found the right person. Okay, both of you need to come with me right now, and I'll explain in a minute.
Cornelia?
Yep. We've met before, actually.
Any chance we can take a close look at it? Oh, yes, you were on the boat with her.
You don't recognize her. This is not a person you've seen before. At least not in front of you.
Oh, I thought this was the thief lady for a second. Okay, never mind. Backtrack. Well, you know, if you're with her, then you're a friend of mine. If we met before, apologies if I don't recognize you.
We haven't much time. Let's go. And she kind of gestures for you to follow her down the alleyway. Make me one more stealth roll, please. With your pass without added.
Okay. Do I need to do that too?
Yes.
If you're affected by the spell, then yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I'm assuming you're moving quietly and not like, running
Yeah.
across the street.
26 and 20 respectively.
And... Okay.
The 23. Okay. Easily enough. Pass without is definitely your friend in this situation. So you take your time in about 20 minutes of darting from alley to alley, waiting for patrols to pass. Silent signals between your guide and yourselves before you come to another alleyway with a basement hatch in it. You watch as this, hooded figure takes out a set of thieves' tools and deftly picks the lock with no issue whatsoever. Undoes the chains, opens the doors, and says, "Hurry, get inside."
I do as she asks. Quickly as I can, waving the others to follow.
Assuming that they do, she closes the hatch after you and chains up the door to make sure that it looks like, or at least at the very least, that if someone tried to open it, they couldn't. You find yourself in the wine cellar of a tavern. You see, barrels of wine stacked around the perimeter of the room, while in the center there are wine racks and shelving set up for all of the vintages here. At least for the moment, you have the ability to catch your breath. So, as you guys kind of take in your new surroundings, the hooded woman pulls off her hood, and you can see, in fact, she is at least half-elven. For a moment before the disguise drops, and you see a pallid face, stark white hair, pupilless eyes looking back at you, the familiar face of Joanna the Spectre, who was Conlia's companion before. Sorry for the deception. I needed to be able to move through the city unseen, especially when we discovered what was awaiting you all here. So, I thought there would be more of you.
The rest of us were waiting outside the city. We thought that myself and Limestone here were no longer weren't wanted.
Apparently not.
I still don't understand how quick that changed. I was in the capital less than a month ago.
News travels fast.
It's me. I have no idea why or how you were discovered, though. I mean, the boss has been gunning for you for so long. In either case, nice to meet you, by the way. She turns to you, Lemmy. I don't believe we met before. I'm Joanna.
I reach up. Lemuel Spinney. You can call me Limestone if you like.
Okay, fantastic. Introductions done. We arrived in port not too long ago. We've only been in the city for about a day. Thankfully, it doesn't seem that we've been sussed out. But the docks are under heavy guard because they know you coming this way. For whatever reason, military presence here has been steadily increasing for some time, and I think we know why now. That being said, the ship that we're here to take isn't too far off. It's only a matter of getting to it. That's the problem. As of right now, the military has closed the port. No one in or out until your court, at the very least.
Oh, this is so annoying.
Yes, well, when you make yourself the enemy of a powerful lord and devil worshipper at that, sometimes these things happen. Trust me, we've had to deal with our fair share of bullshit over the last year or so. Right now, I think it's best if we formulate a plan. I don't think it's going to be possible to fly the ship to your friends. We're seeing...
No, they have they were going to meet us in the sea once we got out. David can summon a Pegasus.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if we are to take the ship at all, we need to leave this port and be out to sea as soon as possible. We're not going to be able to make any stops along the coast.
No, yes, I
Drive-by
know.
pickup is
They
not
will
going
meet
to
us
be an
out in
option.
the sea. It's not going to be a drive-by. They'll meet us once we're out.
Don't know how they're going to
Well-
be able to find us. They have some form of location finding magic, or
That plus, well, they have a sending stone.
I mean, what is the mode of transportation if they're going to meet us outside
A Pegasus.
a Pegasus? We'll see what that is. Interesting. I've heard stories. I've not seen one in real life, but I also know they're not as fast as the ship we're taking.
Well, it sounds like
It'll have to do. I suppose we don't really have much other options.
the most important thing is to get the ship out of here fast, so that they've got a place to go to, and so that we have a place to not be here on. I don't know. The best thing I can think of at the moment is, would there be a way to do something that might be distracting to the guards? I don't know what might draw their attention away from it, but it sure seems like something like that would be in order. Any ideas?
I mean, I've caused a bit of chaos and distraction in my time. I'm sure we can come up with something.
Yeah. I think trying to play nice and, get some respect under the law doesn't seem to be working, but I'm no stranger to that kind of living. So maybe it's time for a
right
little...
now. You are Onyx Most Wanted. I would strongly advise trying to work with the system here.
Seems like a good idea to likely just go back to Araval. Who knows? Maybe able to find that exiled cat god and get my stuff back. That's a long story.
Kind of cocks
let's
an eyebrow at
explain
that, like, oh, okay, sure, whatever.
Long story. I'll explain later.
I'm sure you will. You can regale me later. Right now, I mean, if you think it's more pertinent to grab your companions at a later date, we can try. Although, it honestly, it would be more comforting to get them all inside the city. I have the means to disguise them, if that's an issue.
It is.
Right? We could smuggle them back. I can become a number of different people. Nondescript, no one will notice.
Well, I turned to Chance. Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Well, what other options do we really have?
Would make
Getting
a run to
caught?
pick them up, but we have to go anywhere near the land. They're going to be ready for us.
Let me ask, how are we going to get them into the city to begin with?
Well, I have a way. There's a weakness, a breach in the wall, so to speak, that we can use to exploit and get them through. It's not going to be pretty, but who's adverse to crawling through a sewer nowadays, right?
Yay.
Sounds
I
good.
know, it's not the greatest option, but it's the one we have, and as far as I can tell, military doesn't patrol down there. So we could use that. That's how I've been able to get in and out of the city thus far, and learn as much as I have been able to.
That works for me.
Uh,
That works for me.
Yeah, we're going to need to do that as soon as possible. Luckily, I just so happen to know that this place, and she kind of moves off to one corner of the room and slides a crate of wine over, revealing a manhole cover in the corner. Has a little bit of an entrance that we can use. It's been most helpful. And she kind of takes her hands and slides them under the sewer grate, picking it up and kind of gently moving it to the side. We can talk more on the way.
Yeah, I would ask before we go in, do you know about how long it'll take us to get out and back in?
Well, we don't have to worry about moving as clandestinely on our way through the sewers. So,
will it take less than an hour, do you think, or more?
Probably about an hour, I'd guess.
Okay, good enough for me.
It's getting out and then into cover without the guards on top of the wall spotting us. That's really the issue.
Yep, I will definitely just, as a thing, I will be mindful of when the pass without trace I'm holding concentration on expires, and then I will recast once it has expired, but before we're out of the sewers. So that's an eventually thing that I will be, paying attention to in the back of my mind. So,
right.
Other than that, this sounds like a great plan, I guess. So let's dive in.
She changes back into the half-elven blonde woman and puts her head up once more. She says, "All right, ladies first, I suppose," and jumps down the manhole. For the sake of brevity, go ahead and roll me stealth checks, please. I'm only going to call for one because your travel through the sewers will go unhindered. Like I said,
yep.
There are no guard patrols down there.
And I am keeping the hood up on my cloak just because. Why not?
Fantastic. In the meantime, while you guys do that, I'm going to pause and I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Ed.
Okay. We're back. So, as Jorana leads you through the sewers, she also kind of catches you up on what's been going on in your absence as far as she and Conley are concerned. Essentially, as far back as a year ago, Conley had found herself inside the same altar that you guys did, but she got there before you. She went through it with a crew of her, Jorana, and Walter, I think. It was just the three of them. And they essentially went through and killed that big devil, that big fiend creature that you seen when you first arrived there. It offered Conley some sort of pact for power, and Conley refused. You also learn through this that apparently you and Conley are like distant relatives. At some point, the family branch split off, but you are you have the same blood origin as each other. Same tiefling blood origin.
So he could say, "What are you doing, step bro?"
No.
No.
She's very far. Conley is very far.
I would
removed.
kill.
Dryers have not been invented in this world.
Yet. No.
Stuck in the brain.
No. No.
All right.
Rocks Fall. Every character you ever make instantly dies across all of time and space. Leave.
So that's a thing. Turns out that Conley didn't like this, refused the pact, and they killed the thing, and then got the fuck out of there. After that, she had a chat with the Archmage and basically has been in cahoots with them ever since. Conley has been essentially operating under the radar in a very secretive manner, a very limited manner, to go after Richter Crow, the financier to the Black Circle, and using the ship that you guys had purchased to do so. She was able to convince the shipwrights that made your ship, because you all came into Araval together, that she was the one who was going to take it and captain it, and raised a crew, sailed back to this side of the world, and began to do reconnaissance and disrupt supply lines as much as possible between Netria and Onyx that were sponsored by or in favor of the Black Circle. Essentially, they became crusading privateers that would only go after Richter Crow shipments and intercept them for stuff. While they haven't been able to make all that much of a dent, it's starting to become annoying to the point where there's some bounties out on their heads as well, in Netria specifically. So they're wanted people as well. Hasn't quite made its way to Onyx yet. Seems that they have been preoccupied with a different set of heads to hunt as of late. In the meantime, while you guys were kind of captured and missing, they had been able to kind of figure out a little bit about how Richter Crow does business. He has a vast storage of wealth that moves around to different places at different periods of time. There's been several times where they thought they've tracked down a warehouse to raid for supplies and cash, only to find it completely emptied. And so they think that he has some kind of either a method of moving coin around, or a way by which the money can move quickly without any kind of overland travel. Which does sound familiar to you, considering.
Yeah, would I
Blanks.
be able to remember having seen a person I was told was Victor Crow at some point in the past, like somewhere?
Richter.
Yeah, Richter. Was it Richter Crow? I think I may have seen.
He's Victor Crow now, 'cause I don't respect enough to say his name.
Richter.
Yes, he was the Dwergar gentleman in all sorts of fine clothing that teleported into the basement of Hadrigan's mansion while you guys were kind of sifting around. And
didn't he go through some kind of a portal or something?
He used Hadrigan's teleportation circle to get in and make a withdrawal and then get out.
Huh. Hmm. Would I be able to share this information as far as me having seen him use a method that avoids overland travel?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I will probably mention this to Jirana. So, yeah, I would say, hey, yeah, that does ring a bell. So, yeah, I share what we saw in the basement of Hadrigan's mansion. So, yep.
Essentially,
I
she
think
just
this.
says teleportation. Of course, it's always teleportation. Well, he has the deep pockets to be able to afford it. Although, was he going under his own power, or did he have some sort of device?
There's a point where the difference becomes largely semantics.
I suppose you're
I
right.
guess.
It would be useful to know how he teleports, so we could figure out a way to stop it happening if we were ever to come across him.
Chance will also relay the most of what the groups have uncovered with the connections to the devil or almost that other. Basically, bringing their group up to speed.
Yeah. That we already knew. We guessed as much. We got additional information as we learned it from the Archmage over the last year or so. Although we've been limiting communication so as not to be intercepted.
Still,
They have ways of finding us, knowing where we are. Although, luckily, I've been able to avoid all too much detection, given my abilities. The rest of us have had to take care of that through other means, but luckily, we figured it out before too much bad could come of it.
Well, speaking of too much bad, do we need to figure out a way to go somewhere where we can avoid the notice of the aforementioned too much bad? I guess if we are going, through whatever means we have to try to get back into at least the underbelly of the city, I guess that's a good first step, but we're definitely going to have to do something so we can get the ship out of there.
Yes.
We need to make sure that wherever the guards are looking, it's not at the ship.
I have a thought about that. I'll explain once we're all together.
Fair enough.
So, after a small bit of travel, after a small bit of travel, your pass without a trace just about to wear off by the time you guys come to a ladder leads up to another manhole.
Yep.
Duran says, "Okay, here we are."
All right. Yeah, I am recasting it on the bunch of us. So let's go nice and quiet. Hopefully we won't be noticed. I also make sure that my hood is definitely up. So.
Right. She changes her face to look like an elderly human man, and goes ahead and starts climbing the ladder, moves the manhole cover out of the way. When you guys get up to the surface, you kind of come out of this manhole in an alleyway that runs kind of perpendicular to another alleyway that kind of sits at a T-section at the foot of the wall that surrounds Migran. And you are about you pop out about 10 feet from kind of like a sewage like drainage ditch, where on the inside of it you can see a portcullis entrance or exit kind of spillway for the city. As you guys kind of replace the manhole cover and enter the spillway, you can see that part of the metal where the spillway has been essentially sliced through and then replaced to make sure that it looks like it's still intact from a distance. But Duran is able to kind of wrench it out of place and scoot it off to the side. You guys are able to exit the city. Go ahead and make me a stealth check for me. Goes ahead and replaces the metal grate, and you guys begin to make your way outside. So there's a kind of a dash between
Fucking Fuego is just a ghost.
I know, he's gone. There's kind of a mad dash between the spillway and the tree line. But you are able to, with the help of Pass Without Trace, make it without much issue. I'm pretty sure she's crazy stuff. Okay. You guys managed to make it without any further issue into the woods. After navigating the forest for a little bit of time, you guys come across your companions waiting where they were. For Valerian and David, you guys see Chance and Lemuel come back with an elderly human man in tow, wearing leather armor and with a hood up.
What happened? What happened?
Well, that protection that we thought we had, as in myself and Limestone not being wanted, that's no longer the case. Hadrigan has decided to make things even more annoying. Asshole.
Okay.
So you're wanted now.
Yes, for treason apparently, which was nice. It was certainly very cordial of the guard to not tell me what the charges were.
Of course they're not gonna tell you. They're evil bastards.
Yes.
They're not evil, but they're proxy evil. They're working for the evil guy.
Well, these weren't the sons of Hadrigan, they were the royal guard. There's a difference.
It's almost like the bad guys don't always play fair, but that's a silly thought.
Play fair, but it's still bullshit.
Well, any idea how we're gonna get the ship?
Actually, yes.
There might.
Wait, couldn't we just get to the ship now? Just go through sewers?
We could, but there's the problem that the docks are guarded, and no ships are supposed to leave port. Now, to kind of counteract that, I may have a way that we can persuade the guards to move elsewhere, giving us the best chance of escape at the very least. I wouldn't expect no resistance, but we can lighten the load, so to speak.
So.
Well, as you two saw, we had entered the basement of a wine cellar in order to hide and get away from the guards that were. There is another cellar I know of. A cellar that produces alchemical ingredients. Very flammable alchemical ingredients. Somebody had to pump out all the powder for those guards to take over the city. They have them producing black powder for their weapons all the time, non-stop. There's a stockpile that's being held in the basement.
I see.
If we can, I don't know, cause a bit of a distraction. Hopefully somewhere without a lot of civilian casualties. We could potentially pull a great deal of trouble away from the ship, consequently from us. That doesn't mean there'll be no resistance. I suspect that they'll be expecting something. But
Okay.
it'll give us our best chance if that's the route we're going.
Things And I must suppose there's no way of clearing our name as long as we can't prove Hadrigan is the devil worshipper, or so to speak. Correct?
I would assume not, unless you have some other way to do that.
I don't suppose our current king is going to be willing to go raid his mansion to see the proof, because we're wanted, correct? That was sarcasm.
I should hope so. Walking into the lion's den seems like self-assassination at this point.
Yeah, and besides, it's been done before by us. Well,
No, I mean, king's men, not us.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't know what would motivate them to do that.
We don't.
For the what is the explosive den? Explosive area in the city?
It's in an alchemist shop. The market quarter.
Ah.
In theory, as long as we can get within 500 of feet of the ship, I can get most of us onto it. But no, I can get just a couple of us onto it. Because I effectively have 3 casts of Dimension Door.
I can maybe send a blood warrior to go distract, theoretically. Or 2.
Uh-huh.
That works. Do you think they'll be able to hold their own against the might of the king's army?
If they have a Pegasus with them, maybe.
We're never going
And
to
it-
have things easy, are we?
Nope.
Yes, well, it's part of the course at this point, isn't it? Right. Well, best time I think to do this is under the cover of night, when the alchemist is sleeping. That way we won't have any interference when we break in. It'll also help to mask our presence a little bit once we make our way to the docks.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
We somehow have to find a way to clear our name. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
While you're at it, you can clear ours too. But in the meantime, I need to get you out of here.
Yeah.
So, the old man who's been talking with the voice of a woman this whole time pulls up the hood, says, right, I suppose we wait. Make our way through the city now, but we'd have to hole up somewhere until dark. That's several hours away, or we could go under cover of night, either way.
I suppose sewer system might be lit. That's just a empty thought, isn't it? It's going to be bad if we go now or now later, isn't it?
It depends on you. How keen are you to spend a lot of time in a sewage pipe?
Or not to spend it at all.
Won't be the first. Isn't the first time I've been in a sewage pipe? Won't be the last.
I'm not going to ask.
Aren't you a wizard?
I'm a sorcerer, and I've been adventuring for 5 years. Believe me, I've been in plenty of sewage pipes.
And neither you're a summoner.
Yeah.
Ah,
Believe me, I become numb to the smell.
Pillar of fire erupts in the forest out of nowhere.
I was checking to make sure I had the spell keyed up right.
It's funny when people roll spells to check things, and it's just like, this just happens off in the distance somewhere, I guess.
Magic.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Are
So,
we just?
are you going to? What I'm asking essentially is, do you want to go back into the city now and wait there? Maybe try and do some scouting before nightfall, or do you want to stay out here in the woods until nightfall, make your way back into the city, and enact your plan?
I say we go in now because I imagine they'll probably beef up there outside, thinking we left the city.
Yeah.
It'll probably be harder to get in later.
Yeah.
All right. So, gathering up your things, moving along the outskirts of the town, you guys make your way back in through the gate. Go ahead and roll me stealth checks one more time. This is pass without gone at this point, so unless you want to recast it, it's just normal stealth rolls.
It might be wise to recast it if you can, Limestone.
Yeah, I could. I don't have a lot left after that, but sure, let's do it.
Also, I'm desummoning Xenivore.
All right. Yeah,
Smidge.
it's back on. So.
See, that right there is why it was wise to recast it.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? Pass the trace.
Fuego continues to be a fucking ghost despite being a massive fire elemental dog.
That's his.
I think I know the answer to this, but
Alrighty.
is the buff given to Jirana as well?
Yes. If she's with everyone else when I cast it, yeah, that's. I would have included her as a companion with the last cast that we did on the way out of the sewers. So, yep.
She
I
has,
also guidance myself.
she got a 30, so she's fine. So what you rolled for your plus guidance? Yeah, okay. Cool. 25. Easily enough. Make it back inside the sewers without a hitch. And then, is there anything else you want to do before nightfall? Any scouting anyone wants to do? Anything like that? Any disguises anyone wants to undertake to see if they can walk the city and get a better view of anything?
Yeah. I mean, there is something that I could do if I was going to go look around the city for a bit. Yeah. I could just cast disguise self on myself. That's good for an hour. So an hour of looking around. I would probably, before I did that though, I would ask Jirana, is there a particular place that you would suggest that I take a look for a few minutes before we put this into action later? Anything in particular that might get us some useful information that would help this go off with fewer hitches?
Well, it would be useful to know how affected the god has been since you were discovered in the city, and if possible, how many are posted around where we need to be. How many and what are posted.
Okay. So I'd need to scout out the guards near the alchemists, and then also I'd need to look at the ones near the docks.
Probably just the docks. The alchemists we
Just
can get
the
to
docks.
from the sewers.
Okay. Then I'll just
We
worry
can get
about.
into the basement, no problem.
Okay, I guess I would do that, and I would ask her if she has any suggestions. Is there any sort of person that you know of especially short stature, who would tend to go unnoticed in that general area? Any sort of, I don't know, beggars or children, or just anybody who would especially be unlikely to attract any sort of attention as they wandered around that general area.
It's probably better if you don't pick anyone specific, to be honest.
No, I know not a particular person, just a particular. Is there any particular sort of general sort that you've seen a lot of there? That's what I'm trying to say. If you've seen a lot of children there, if you've seen a lot of fairly small, very impoverished types there,
If you're
little
going,
of both.
if you're going to the docks, I would recommend
Yeah.
making yourself look like a dockhand. It's about
Yeah.
the best advice I could give you.
Works for me. I will look like a short dockhand. Do you know if there are more of them there that are of the halfling variety or more of the gnomish types?
As far as I can tell, Migran is mostly human, but the docks are a mishmash of all sorts of people coming from all sorts of places, so it's not like you'll stand out.
Okay. In that case, I will
As long as you're
cast
not
disguise.
picking a short Aarakocra parrot man with brown feathers, I think you'll be fine.
No. I'll probably just go with
You mean like that one?
I'll just go with a fairly nondescript gnome of average height, weight, and build for their type. So
Just imagine David's like wearing like what was it, like what's the with the Rio de Janeiro festival with like the Brazilian women with the tassels and the feathers and
yeah,
shit.
the massive feather mane and wings and crown costume.
He's in full like dress and dragon do the Hulu outfit. Like what? I thought it would be inconspicuous. Everyone likes a party. Whatever.
Yeah, no one suspects a fun person.
Yeah. Okay. So, donning your disguise, go ahead and make me 2 rolls. Make me a stealth check and make me a deception check.
Okay. Just
both
me.
at advantage.
Yeah.
You're
The
using,
same or
I'd be-
everybody?
you're using magic, and you also got your hood.
Yeah,
so
as far as I know, it's just myself. So, as far as I know, I'm scouting it out solo.
unless anyone wants to join him.
No, I'm gonna watch from the back. Just see how this goes.
Here's hoping. All right, deception and stealth, and I don't know why that came up like that. That shouldn't have the plus 10.
It's because passive that's on, but just you leave it on because you're gonna go out.
Yeah, because
no, you have to
I
take it
am
off
us-
because you're doing disguise self. So
No, that's not concentration. Disguise self it's just on for an hour. It doesn't require concentration. That's one of the nice things about it. Look it up. I'll wait.
I don't need to. Go ahead. I trust you.
Okay. I am unimportant and very unnoticeable. Perhaps. I think.
No one
Maybe.
pays you any attention. Yeah, a 38 stealth roll means you're probably fine.
I'm nobody.
Could hide from a deity at that point.
I'm just
No.
I'm just here to be boring.
You're here as a dockhand.
Like outside the sight, you ain't spotting that motherfucker.
You're used to. I mean, you know how to behave as a dockhand anyway. You know how to behave as
Yeah.
a sailor does. You're familiar with basically everything that goes down at one of these places. So easy enough for you to blend into a crowd and act like you belong there. Even as the crowd's thin, as once again the docks are kind of barren of any kind of activity, at least for now, considering everyone's grounded. Occasionally you come across, a drunken sailor who's just like, we're stuck in fucking port and I can't go anywhere, that kind of thing. But yeah, just, making sure that you are, not underfoot of any military personnel, you're able to kind of scout out the docks area. One of the things I'll give you is that now that you have been spotted in the city, and they kind of they're like, it's exactly as planned. There is an increased military personnel patrol wise, more military on the streets than usual. In addition to that, the hulking constructs and the other smaller constructs have also been put into kind of groups of 5 and are patrolling up and down the docks. You spot at least 3 of the big ones and probably 15 to 20 of the little ones, all in their own kind of little pods, moving up and down the docks, kind of patrolling back and forth. Essentially at every docking point, the way that it works in Migran is there is kind of a 2-tiered system. Like there are cranes, wooden scaffolding cranes that are used to lift heavy cargo and place them onto ships. And apart from that, there are stone jetties that kind of jut out over the edge of the world, where people can disembark from the ship. There are a lot of the ships have like rope ladders that you would unfurl that would go down to kind of the dock area, and you would climb down from the rope ladder to get down to the floor proper. So a lot of the airships are kind of hovering overhead, a good probably 50 or so feet off the ground, kind of in these little, in their docking ports. There are a number of different kinds of ship. A couple you would recognize as Aarakocran, a couple you'd recognize as Anishin. The one that you are looking for, Gerana would have given you the name of it, which is the where did I put it? Name of it. Going to my notes. The Freedom's Wing. Freedom's Wing is the ship that you're looking for. Having known that and kind of scouting out the area, you do find said ship. You can see that there are a number of guards posted at every one of the ships. Around this one in particular, there are, let's see, count them. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's about 12 human guards, military personnel. And then there is one of the hulking constructs and some of the smaller ones that are kind of stationed in front of this ship, kind of keeping an eye on people who pass, making sure that nothing's awry. In this particular area, essentially, it's kind of like adjacent to a tavern. It's kind of close to where a tavern is. In addition to that, there are a number of market stalls, a number of crates and boxes piled up in the area. A couple of homes and businesses off to the side. Some city beautification shrubbery, planters with flowers and bushes and stuff in it. that are kind of strewn throughout. And then of course the ship above, kind of hovering there. At about this point, the end of your hour is coming up. You need to make your way to a manhole, jump down before the spell ends.
Doing that
So go ahead and do that.
with all due haste.
Yeah, jumping down. Making your way back through the sewers in the general direction of group. Go ahead and make me a survival check to see how easily you get back. 13. Okay.
Just 13. Sorry.
If you have to poke your head up out of a manhole a couple of times to get your bearings, but heading in the general direction, you were able to figure out kind of where to go. And it's not long before Lemuel pops back up, rejoining with the rest of the group.
Okay. I share the information I've got about the Freedom's Wing, where it is, and currently, if we were to head for it, what sort of opposition we would face, where and roughly numbers, general sense of armament, and just number of guards. So that's what we have to contend with right now, assuming that we were to go for it right now without any sort of a distraction. And I'm very specific to let everyone else in the group know exactly, my best recollection of where it is, what it's near, and which way I took to get there. So if they're needing to know how to get there through the streets, that would be the way I got to there. And if they are needing to know how to get there through the sewers, that's the way I got from there. So from where we are right now. That may change.
So, with this information in hand, and as you guys prepare to enact your distraction and make a daring escape, we're going to go ahead and end the session there, because it is 4 o'clock. It doesn't feel like it's that close, but it is.
Really?
Yeah, it's 4.
Just about.
Craziness,
Jesus
huh?
Christ.
It feels like no time has passed. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll pick that up again next time we play. With you guys enacting your plan of destruction. You got a little bit of a heist to pull off, and then a little bit of an absconding to make. Until then, we'll go ahead and pack it up for today. See you guys next time, and bye-bye.